Oh, guys, welcome again to this Friday. Welcome to the Closing Acumen to this Friday. We're going to end the week here. Grace is here. Let me bring Grace in. We are here to begin this weekend, the end of this weekend. Grace, good to see you on
Good
on
to
the
see you, Peabody.
on the Friday. I know it's a busy week for a lot of people. Some of our viewers our panelists will join us soon, but it's a new week. Grace, what's going on?
Nothing. I am very exhausted. Today I work hard for my money, Peabody. My brain is my my fingers, my entire being work for it. I some day then, you relax on the job and then some day you just work too freaking hard.
Right.
Today
Mm,
I work hard for my money today, but it's all good. I thank God that I even have a job.
yep.
Because come to think about it, some people don't have a job. Some people
Right.
are homeless. They don't have anywhere to stay. I'm being blessed to have a job and have a home and have family and have the closing argument that when I'm frustrated, I can pick up the phone and call you and we can talk, and exchange ideas, and also you can advise me, give me a word of encouragement and all
Right.
those things. So that's a blessing. That is a
It,
blessing.
it is a blessing, Grace. I was just telling my wife, I came yesterday, I took out my wisdom tooth, and it was painful, but I came home today and somebody has sent some beautiful palawa salts. Uh, yeah, so normally we like to eat on Friday, so that the lady I normally would go and pick it up from and just eat a little bit of it, uh, and then come on the show. But then my tooth is still hurting. You see, I got this ice pack, where I can just put it here to put the numbing down. And I was trying to eat the chicken, and I just couldn't. To chew was a little difficult. It was so difficult. I couldn't chew the chicken. So I was saying, wow, you don't realize it until life until you miss one part of your body. I said, this life,
And there's
if
something
everything,
changed. Mm-hmm.
yeah, if everything on your body is correct, I mean, you better thank God, thank you, because I
Yeah.
can imagine. God was asking her, I said, damn, they put, I don't have teeth. How do they eat? And she said, oh, they got denture and things like that. I said, but how strong that would be? I'm just trying to chew a very soft chicken, and I'm feeling pain. So you will know the people that going through all these difficult times and things like that. It could
But did
be.
you have to eat a flour salt though? Because you really wanted to eat a flour salt. When you do that kind of work in your mouth, you have to wait for at least 4 days, 4 to 5 days to eat solid
Sure.
food.
Get uh I just couldn't make it. I had to invent some kind of fufu style to put it with that, that flour sauce. I just can't. I mean, the other day I was drinking soup, and yesterday I was drinking soup, and I just can't. It can't help me.
I know.
It just. So I was like, wow, wow. I can't
Typical
believe.
like brain me, just gotta eat
Yeah,
like brain.
I can't miss that food. And then having my bathtub blood mix from my mom's side, I had to just do that is swallow, and stuff. So
Mhm.
I mean, but other than that, it's good. So I was just kind of like, wow, the people that have all the body, I mean, I can imagine. So if your body, everything is correct, you better thank God, thank you, and stuff
I
like
know,
that.
right?
So
Yeah.
yeah, but
We
it's
have
been
we have to we have to be grateful to God. Yesterday was the 12th. Today is actually Friday the 13th.
yeah,
So Friday the 13th comes maybe three times or 4 times a year. So
yeah,
today is actually Friday the 13th.
well,
And yesterday was the 12th. It was the National Encouragement Day.
wow,
It's a yeah, they recognize in the United States here as National Encouragement Day, what to say to your friend to encourage them. So,
right,
on a job, we recognize these things. So,
right,
you and your friend will send you an encouraging word. I hope your day is going well. Just suck it in and do what you got to do. God is good, things like that. So, I announced on my page that this is National Encouragement Day. I hope that Liberians can encourage one another. We've been through a lot as a people, as a country. We have experienced so many things. Some people are even traumatized. They don't even realize that they actually are.
Yeah.
And it's not a crime to be, because these things happen when you go through situations, although they were being over ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Most people did not get the help that they need,
Right.
to go through counseling and stuff. They think, in America setting, when you say counseling, oh, I'm not crazy to kind of go through counseling, but counseling helps. You go through counseling, you talk to somebody other than anybody and just tell them exactly how you feel. And
Yeah.
because the people are professionals, they will help you through whatever you're going through. So, I hope people out there listening, you can send an encouragement words to your friends and let them know that, life, although you don't see yourself reaching the dreams that you have right now, or although it's in the process, it's taking too long than the time you wanted it to take, but you have to still understand and realize that you can still reach your goals and your dreams in life. You just have to continue pushing. A
Yeah.
lot of people are dying every day, so you cannot afford to be discouraged.
Yeah.
You want to live the fullness of your life on this earth, you have to make sure you push the way you're supposed to accomplish, because you don't know when your day will come for you to leave. So
Exactly.
make good of life, enjoy what you have to enjoy, make sure your day comes, and live. Just live.
Live it to the fullest, and
Yep.
don't let one situation keep you from living your dream or achieving where you want to be.
Yeah.
Somebody once said that if if you have a dream and all the pieces scatter, make sure you pick up them one by one and keep moving on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let great. Let's talk about our fundraiser. If the guys could put it up,
Yeah.
and let's talk a little bit about it. Next week Friday, we want to host a special day next week. Let me see what I can add this year. We want to host a special fundraiser to keep the show going, to keep the closing acumen going. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to die. But we just want to add a build up to our finances in terms of meeting setting goals, and so that our representation in Liberia and bringing you not only in Monrovia but other parts of Monrovia where we'll be able to bring you live information and stuff like that. I can tell you, many of you guys don't know, but the closing acumen is moving. We are a fully registered organization in the U.S. and in Liberia, uh, 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 so you guys can be aware. And we are doing this. The myth that people have had around, oh, people giving your money and people doing this. We don't. We support ourselves here. We support the closing acumen. Everybody generously gave so that we keep this show going. So that's why we have decided next week, Friday, we want you to join us, especially our folks in America. We have also invited one or two people who may come on and make some donation. Uh, uh, we invited a few who will be coming on and they'll make some donation to Person Acumen. And I want you guys to join us if you're in the U.S. and you want to join us on stage and make a donation. Some of my friends that are watching, my friend Bayou I think Bayou lives in Indiana. You guys can join us. Uh, uh, I don't know what you say. So shoot, do what? We'll take a look at that. I don't know. But we want you to come up and help us. Summer, we're going to check that. But we want you to come up and help us to do this fundraiser. Uh, our goal for the rest of the year is just 5,000. We need to raise 5,000 for the rest of the year. So let us know if you want to do that. But we're going to be coming on and asking you for your support. Coastal Acumen is here to stay. You want to come on? Sunday. There's folks who've been reaching out to me. Great. There's a lady. She's a doctor. And we've been talking recently about the many Liberians. I mean, young people that are just dying, having heart attack and different
Yeah.
things, and she's a doctor. And she said, Peabody, I would love to come on one day and just talk about what women can do in regards to their health. He said most Liberian people play down diabetes, they play down pressure, they play down little things that will keep them going. So we want to bring all those kind of people on to talk about it. But Chris, if anything, you want to add?
Yeah. I would like to say that I'm encouraging you guys to come in on next week Friday is September 20th. We're gonna be having a fundraiser, as you can see the flyers out here. To for you to help us to help Liberians get informed. This is what this platform is about. We try to inform the people in Liberia so they can be aware of everything that's going on, so they can be having the tools as far as information to make rational decisions when it comes to elections and all those things, and who to really put into power to change their lives. And that's what it shows about. We all are diverse. We have different ideas. We think differently. We come here. We're not going one way. Everybody's saying their own thing. If you know that if anybody will not be seeing their different story, it would be me. So, and this platform is built to help to do that. And I think people are now be doing very excellent on doing that. Until I joined them, they joined the team. I did not know, but they do a lot of donations in the back. Every member of the platform be giving money, and we all have to donate to keep the platform going. As far as getting people on the ground to get information and stuff, because information in Liberia is not free. Most time you will have to make sure if you're not paying for the information, you will have to have somebody going on the ground, going to the different places to get the information. Now that closing argument, I hire somebody to be on the ground, to be going to these different press conferences and bringing the news, on the platform beside us coming here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to tell you what is going on in Liberia. We have a employee on the ground that's going from place to place trying to get information. He has access to these different press conferences that he can go there and get information. But it takes money to do that. It takes money for these things to happen. We on the platform giving you our time free. Most people get paid for talking, to tell you the truth. In America, people become millionaires for doing it. In Liberia, we always don't look at it that way, but we need to start looking at it that way. Because if we want the change that we are looking for in Liberia, we have to put our everything into it. So it means your mind, body, and soul. You will have to donate as well so that change can come. And we are just a small part of that change. That's why we are here giving information out, disagreeing to agree that everyone actually agree that we want a change in Liberia. So although we come from different political backgrounds, some of us are not politicians, some of us don't actually identify with one political background as of now, but we all want the betterment for Liberia at the end of the day. So we are still a team, you who watch the show and us who are on the show. So right now, since you are on, to help us reach an audience, you need to come on this platform. Every time you come on, you have to share this show. Share it to any platform that you are part of. At least share it. If you can share only 5 times to 5 different platforms, it's better. It will help us to get the message across. Don't just sit there and don't share it, because when you're sharing it, you're not on the platform talking with us, but it means that you are doing your part, because you are sharing it, you are commenting. We all work together in some way. So that's why I want to encourage you that Friday we are very, very optimistic that we are going to raise the money that we want to raise to help the platform continue to go on, and to help the guy that is hired in Liberia to continue to do his work. And maybe we can get another person to help him so the news can come to you guys and you can have the authentic news, instead of propaganda. So that's what we're going to be doing on Friday.
And Grace, one thing is that we're not just going to depend on you, but ourselves will give
Mm-hmm.
towards the show. Every one of us will come here and will announce our gift towards the show. And we're going to send it, as we announce it, we're going to send it. Everybody going to see it that we send our own gift. So ourselves is going to make a contribution. Thank you, Samuel. We'll check that correction and see. Thank you, Trukon Bayou. You say I'll be available. Thank you, Trukon. Just let me know. We'll send you a link to come on. You guys will help us raise the funds. We got to keep this show going, and that's how we act. That's how we get help to act you. And the good thing about this show is it's diverse. You have diverse people. You have people for AMC, you have people for CDC, you got people from UP, you got people from everywhere. So sometimes when we come here, everybody give it a view. Some people get best and stuff like that. We don't mind. The only thing we say don't cuss nobody, man. This is just a talk show. This is just something to disagree. At job, when you disagree with your boss, do you go and cuss him and cuss him and or fire him? The other day I was calling my boss wanted me to do something, and then he knew I was all sick. He sent me this email, and I read. I didn't like it. You know what I did? I wrote back. I didn't get that with him, but I just wrote back to him. When I wrote back, when I looked, in a minute he called me. Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that and stuff like that. I thought, oh, sure, but I didn't like that. We just said the truth, but we didn't. I didn't insult him or do things and stuff like that. So, but again, we'll get in the show in a few minutes, but we just wanted you to know that we cherish you, we appreciate you. You guys, the one, especially those you guys who come here every week and watch this show and are part of this show. That you guys are the one that keep the show going. If you guys were not us, if you're not watching this show, we'll not be here. And we'd love to be here. It's a big sacrifice. Look, I'm telling you, sitting down in this chair for 3 or 4 hours, sometimes when I get up, I feel the pain. I can't even sitting down right now. I can feel the pain because sometimes I sit here and the way I sit in the chair, I feel the pain. But imagine if we're not here talking, if we're not here holding this government to tax, imagine what would happen. Because everybody else had their own thing, Other platforms have decided to say, hey, we'll go this way. Everybody know who they are. They're supporting the UP government, but we are here to hold them to tax. And sometimes people wonder what kind of man is Peabody or what kind of guy is Grace, because sometimes I will praise, and the thing you expect me to praise, that one I will flip on and you'll be like, wow, Peabody is people will say things and do things. And also, all of you who've been cussing, that on next week Friday we'll unblock all of you again. We'll give you another chance to come back. That next week will be on block day. So if you come back again and start cussing, we don't like this cussing thing because some of the words, if you use it, you have Facebook, like, some of the words, they will say inappropriate words and we'll have problem with that. But we really want to encourage you. We'll do this again at the end of the show. We'll try to put the flyer back out and talk about it at the end of the show as more people come. But we want to encourage you to just share it, and let's get into the conversation. I know Tomalin and others will be joining us shortly, but we want to get into the conversation. And Grace, I don't know whether you want to start, guys. You guys can remove this now, take this down, and then we'll put it back. As we get in the middle of the show, we'll bring it back on. I'm sorry we don't have a music to just go with this fundraiser and stuff like that. I don't know how to do all those.
We could figure that out. Maybe I will
figure
try
that out. Yeah, we'll put it on and let it roll and stuff like that. But thank you guys. Thank you. We are back. I was just reading that the finance minister was confirmed today. Honorable Garguah was confirmed by President Boakai today. Next week, Ali Kamara. Next week is the money week. Yeah, for real, it's the money week. So but I understand he was confirmed by President Boakai. And
he was already confirmed by the Senate, right?
He was confirmed by the Senate. I mean, let me say this.
Kehleboe should come on because he knows something about that more. But you know what? Before we go, you don't think we should bring the people in the studio that didn't give us the news that happened like today?
Yeah, we can bring them on if they're listening. They can come on.
You guys, they say Henry and Ansu, y'all come on so you can tell us what's going on in the country.
And when it comes to the Senate and confirmation, you ever heard that President reject people?
Never.
They don't reject nobody.
So I just think it's a waste of the senators' time.
Yeah.
It's a waste of whosoever supposed to confirm the senators, right?
Yeah.
It's a waste of their time because if everybody goes there and they get confirmed, what are the use of letting the people go there? I mean, it's taxpayer money is being wasted.
Because they don't do the due diligence.
Yes.
Grace. It's not like how people in other countries will challenge the person and just take time and ask them, a lot of questions. So we'll ask you. And one of the areas that I believe people feel at that Supreme Court, the president nominated somebody to the bench, and when people go to that Supreme Court bench, you can't leave from there till you turn 70 or more. I mean, when you're putting people in crucial area like that, you should really grill them. But our part of people don't even grill them. The next thing you hear after one day, they confirm and stuff like that. So if you're strong and you got the money, you go to that center, they'll confirm you, or one or two people there and talk to them, they'll confirm you. In terms of grilling them and asking them the question and or saying rejecting them, those
Or they
things.
can just tell and say that the president interest there. So you
Yeah,
just where the other that show that
yeah.
I don't know what is with Liberia with the deals and
Mhm.
these things destroy the country to the core. The people still have not realized. Or that the president interested, so they're like echo. So
Great.
I mean they will
I don't
just
know whether
just
I don't know whether I don't rather think of those things. If you go to the Senate and they take you, you get bad luck. Honestly, you get a bad luck impression that there's a guy who went there and they had appointed him to be managing director of the Robert International Airport. And he had just stayed put, be quiet, but he wanted to show the people that he had so much education that the document he put on it was not even the right document. But he had just been a humble guy. Go there, they would have confirmed him.
yeah.
But the thing is, it's for our country. I spoke with somebody today, Chris. They said the country is very hard. It's very, very hard. The guy was telling me, he said, Peabody, you'll not believe it. Thank you, Aisha Pa. She said that you have to be 75 then you retire. Chris, that's something we always do. Let's just do that before people get mad with us. Let's
Mm-hmm.
recognize some of these people. Aisha Pa, uh, 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 John J. Wuje, you One Way, sorry. Hotel Soir from New Hope, PA, Yamitru Asildu Mensa from Minnesota, Elizabeth Bowen is watching, Samuel Wu, he said, I'm going to edit something there. Thank you. We'll go back and do it. Trokon Bayou from Indiana, he said he'll be available to give us a support. Trokon is an engineer in Indiana. He will come to support us. His dad is the former superintendent of Grand Master County, Joseph and Bayou. You ever heard about that thing? That name of Grace? Joseph, I was a small boy and I heard that name.
It sounds familiar. Mm-hmm.
Joseph and Bayou, very smart man, and during those days that when say when you say superintendent, then you know what you're talking about. This time now, Peter White, welcome Ali Kamara. Yeah, the next week at the morning week. So James Coyote, Sebastian and Young Jr., Grant Thomas, Stroke Dumba, and welcome all guys. All of you are welcome. But Grace, as I was saying though,
Anybody in the studio, you're hearing us? Go ahead, people.
we
Anybody
want
in
to
the
thank
studio, you will come up.
Malcolm Ronald. She said will give my donation. And Malcolm's one of our strongest supporter in Maryland. Look, Grace, if you ever go to Maryland, I'm telling you this, on a Saturday, if you're in the Gettysburg area, all right, look for Malcolm's place. It's called the High Table. When you go there, Grace, the food, I like the dome on the ground
Let
beef
me
soup.
read it. Need them. God, just 45 minutes away from Baltimore. So most of the
Oh,
time, I end up in Maryland. Yeah, I
if
end
you
up in
go there,
Maryland. So you said
her
the high
name
table.
her name is Malcolm. I will give you her information, everything after
The
this trip.
address, yeah. I'm gonna
But
probably stop in tomorrow say and get some food.
yeah, if you want to taste that ground pea soup and doma, then the
Oh
other doma
Lord,
with good look. I'm a greedy guy. I can really eat.
you
I don't know
love
why my
food.
stomach even big like this yet, but let me
You
gotta
love food,
emphasize.
people.
Yeah. I'll swallow doma, let it swallow. But you go to Markham Place and you swallow that doma, man, you always want to go back. I mean, and then
Yeah, I like
variety of food.
Domo. I like
Yeah.
Domo. I wonder they got it with pepper soup too because I'm
Oh
not too
yes,
much
they
of
got
a
a pepper
fan of the
soup. They
grumpy
got a
soup.
grumpy soup and the regular soup. Then they got a dry rice and fried fish. I'm telling you.
Oh
And when
my
you
God.
and when you go there, let me tell you who you meet there. He
Ooh.
lived there. Kev Hassan, he lived. He
Oh
lived at my.
wow.
He
Oh,
lived
God,
there.
yeah.
That way he is every day, every weekend. But you go there, you get to meet some of your old friends from all over. Everybody that dropping into Maryland will pop into Markham Play. A lot of the folks will come in there. Beautiful, beautiful. And Markham and Winifred have been one of our they are one of our strongest supporter as well. very strong supporter. So I'm telling you, make your way there and look, you enjoy it. I'll send
Marco,
you.
you're gonna be expecting me this maybe tomorrow. I'm probably you'll be open tomorrow. I will pop in because I won't eat. I feel like eating tomorrow. To tell you the truth,
Man, I
I feel
love
it.
that thing, man. It
And then I
just
will buy some driver and five here and bring it home.
my schedule is so crazy. Otherwise, I would say, hey, let me drive up there and just swap. I mean, trust me, I can drive up there and swallow, and it's still nice that I can drive up there, swallow, and come right back the same
Yeah.
day. That's how nice it is. But thank you, Malcolm. We appreciate you all always for being one of our supporters. We really appreciate you a lot. But Chris, as we were saying now, the news article. I think I got some news article, Chris. I can just read through it quickly. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. Grace, you hear Winifred Smith said she will be there tomorrow to see you. Grace, when you go
Okay,
there,
when you
everybody.
I mean that's okay. You know, when you find myself one problem, mission, and I'm like,
Oh
yeah.
wow, wow.
I come in there when you first so can swallow domo, my dear.
Yeah,
I come in there so can swallow domo.
you know my in-law used to go to Bromley Mission. One Janet Dennis, she was there too. I don't know, maybe you're
Janet
watching.
Dennis.
Yeah, so
Dennis is an actual I married Dennis. God no
Janet
Janet.
Dennis, her name is Janice King Dennis.
Okay.
But they were all there in a Bromley Mission and stuff like that. I mean, because how I know her husband passed 2 years ago, and all the folk from Bromley, a lot of them came around in St. Louis, Missouri. But let me get to this. Boyma Pusa is following us from Louisville, Kentucky. Welcome. Yeah, Grace will be there tomorrow. Everybody will be there. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Person acumen,
They'll be
Grace.
expecting me there. I
Grace,
mean,
everybody be calling you your star now. Everybody be calling you Grace, 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 Grace. So, but I'm telling you that. So,
being a star, yeah, problem.
you
I
are,
was born a
especially,
star.
yeah. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. So this was bad luck to be rejected by Liberia Center because he put his army team before his career. That's what they went in for killing people and doing this and people. So that's true. Lofa, he put them before his career. But too many. I mean, I know the guys did put something in here for the newspaper. Uh, uh, they said there's a report that came out from the World Bank and Liberia reacted to the World Bank report and said that it did not reflect the realities in their life. I don't know. We got to just read that report. Uh, and they say there were some gang rapists in Lima that were quote convict gang rapists. But have they found the people then that ran away from the jailhouse?
Yeah, but I'm interested in the court convicting rapists in Nima. The thing is that we understand the court convicted them, but what are the punishment level against them? Because the rape is an epidemic
Hmm.
in Liberia. It's been
Yeah.
that way since George Weah was president. Ellen
Hmm.
Johnson was not that much. It was happening, but she put a little stamp on it. Although I really never liked her governance style, but I would give that to her. And then when it came to George Weah, everything just went left. Too many rapes are
But
in the country and stuff like that. So when they have these people and they come across them and they convict them, they have to level real severe punishment against them so these things can happen. The people are sodomizing boys in our country. They're destroying the core of our future generation of children. And we don't, and most of the time, I would tell you, most of the people that are doing these things, some of them are Liberians, but majority of them, because we fight against domestic violence and, sexual gender-based violence. Most of the people that are doing these, they are not Liberians.
no.
The Nigerians, especially them, Ghanaians are part of it, but the Nigerians, they are more that go to the country and really just destroy these children, 13-year-old girls. And some of us, this thing, then we don't want for it to happen in Liberia. We know that these things happen in countries, but the people, at least they make sure they bring it to the lower state and they still be persecuting people on a regular basis. Just the other day, a man was castrated here in the great United States. When we talk about castration one time in our African community, oh, Liberia, we're built on Christian nation. We can't do that here. Liberia, we're built on Christian nation, and your husband is sleeping with lay girls. under the age of 13 and 15 and 18. So if they can do that and they rape these girls, castration is not a bad thing. The person is not dead. They will just take their testicle out and they can't have sex anymore. Because when they want to have sex with little children. Kehleboe and myself were just discussing that today. Kehleboe had to fight a severe case in Liberia to the court. And this Nigerian man had to go to the grand jury prison that where they landed him for a long time because he was raping 10-year-old boys. So we know that, I will say, we know that the courts convict these people, but what are the punishment level against them? Because before you look, 3-4 years, the people back out in the streets.
But our problem is the justice system. And I can say this 100 or 200 times. The justice system is very weak. Maybe in Monrovia, you will see a sign of arresting people and things like that. But how many people go to jail and are really punished for the crime they commit? If you got money in Liberia, you will get free for anything. Anything you get free. Because the system is so bad, I don't know whether there's a check and balance when it comes to our legal system, especially for those judges and other people in other countries. I don't know whether there's a check and balance. How do they know that the judges are doing the right thing? How do they know that the judges are not taking bribe? How do they know that the judges violate a certain thing in the law? I don't think there's a check and balance system there. I really don't think. Unfortunately, I know I don't want to condemn our Supreme Court, but unfortunately, we have seen a lot of things happen, and the Supreme Court have been pretty much contradicting themselves when it comes to certain laws in our country. They find it very difficult. It's challenging for them to even interpret some of those things when it happened. At the end of the day, it just vis-a-vis, it just ended up like that. Kehleboe, good to see you.
Kehleboe, welcome, Mr. Gongloe.
I've been monitoring you guys, man, but good to be back. I know Grace is talking something very interesting, but here what I would say, Peabody, I know you're talking about the justice system. The police is part of the justice system. The foundation of the justice system is the police. Because every indictment in the court on criminal case is started with the police. The police as a unit, either the CRD is doing some investigation. They got different units. They are fighting. They go and prepare the charge sheet and then to the court. But the police system, when it comes to rape of all types, particularly sodomizing people in that country, the police is a corporate. There are senior officers in the police, and not just the police of today, that are involved in those. Even if they are not doing it themselves, they are linked to all. Because I fought a case in Satan where one Menza, a Ghanaian national, who during childhood time, it was rumored that his mom died because he took his partner, the man he was going to marry, to introduce him to his mom. And his mother had high blood pressure. She saw it and she collapsed and died. When he coma, never came back. That guy was working at the central bank, but he was living Satan. Sodomizing little kids. I was running a video club. In this case, he used to give them $100, $200 to come watch movie in my video club. And when we arrested that man, we took him to the police. Do you know the police free him? Before even charging, I have to fight that case to re-arrest that man. While I'm fighting the case, a senior officer of the police in a white uniform came to the Women and Children Division among people and said, my brother, you Gongloe, what special interest you have in the case that you want the man to be in jail? I said, my interest is because I'm a Liberian and I want to enforce the law. More than that, I'm surprised that you, officer, that you should be doing your work, you ask me if I have interest. Enforcing law should not be based on any special interest. The police, I have first-hand experience. The police in Liberia cover homosexuals. They protect homosexuals. The police in Liberia, I can say that for the fact because I fought them in 2007. I fought them. Munasia was a inspector general. She had no knowledge of the case, but her deputies then were aware. They were involved in the cover-up.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. You know, when you talk about things that happen that people will say, oh, you got this thing against this other president. Look, let me tell you, if I did not want any president to succeed in the history of Liberia, I wanted George Weah to succeed. The reason is that he is part of my generation. He might be some years older than me, but he is a part of my generation, and the Liberian people voted George Weah in because they believe him in. And I believe that although I was not part of voting him into power, I believe that he could have make a difference because of his different experiences he had growing up as a child, and also after the war, they claimed that he went to different refugee camps and met people, so he knew what was really going on, and he was in that age of our generation being destroyed. So that's why I was in the back. I was fighting with general minister. We used to have meetings with general minister on Zoom, trying to figure out a way how to help them advocate against sexual gender-based violence, and what they could do for us to help them here, because we had the resources and the information, and they were in contact with organizations that could have helped them to clamp down on the rape epidemic that was in Liberia. So because he's the last government is the last government in power now. George Weah, he was president. George Weah could not do all the work because he was president. But when you hire people to do a certain job as a president, they work as the pleasure to you. So when they are not doing their job, we're going to hold you accountable, because we want you to let those people go and bring in new people that can actually perform and do their duties and work to save the country. Because for me, I don't fight for an individual. I fight for a country. I fight for the poor people in the country, and I fight for Liberia because this is my hometown. This is where I'm from. So if you on the line want to fight for an individual and be a sycophant, I'm not you. So and I did everything with the group I work with, Flora Hardy, the rest of the women. We were on Zoom meeting until 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to figure out why girls were getting sodomized, 13-year-old, 14 years old. We have pictures, videos, and the people that he had doing that job were not doing their job. At the end of the day, they will not say, oh, the people there in the other ministry, health and welfare were not doing that. They will say, George Weah government. So the reason why I am on George Weah government, or I was on him when he was president, because if nobody cared for him to succeed, I did. I wanted him to succeed because I wanted Liberia to succeed. So yes. So since you're secret film, we don't care about y'all. This is not about here. This is about country and love for country and the betterment for our country, for us to live and see it happen. And that's our fight. So y'all go ahead and say what you want to say. I don't know this man, never met him before in my life. Don't care to know him. I just wanted him to do it. He already not president anymore. But the thing that happened in his time, we will have to speak on it. Just how when he came to power, the thing that happened in Ellie Josita, people spoke about it. It's just a normal thing to do. So y'all get with the program and get all of your feeling. We know they're sending your data to continue to fight. You're just fighting or losing battle, because I'm not easy to fight. I'm not.
Well,
Go ahead.
Grace, the current government, I think all in all, we have not had any government that have really helped change the situation in Liberia. We haven't had any government, to be honest, to change, especially. I mean, I always say, if your legal system, that includes, like Kehleboe said, the police and everybody, is corrupt, you won't get nothing out of it. You know, we have a lot of things happening in Liberia. Those people have gone free. Everybody have gone free because the police may sometimes do the arrest and send people. Common case. Look at the case of uh, uh, the former Chief Justice. I'm not saying she did it, but if you know who did it, why can't you be fair and say it so that the girl can get justice? It's like aiding and abetting crime. And she's a lawyer. She knows that. You know who did that. You know who committed the crime. But they don't want to come up because that's a child. I mean, we love our children. I love my kids. I love all of them. But those who commit, my kid was to do certain thing, we'll tell them it's wrong. We're not encouraging. We're not encouraging at all. you know. But it's Liberia. It's Liberia there for us. And we had this whole big train that was driving around the world, the rescue train that we thought was going all over the world to bring change to Liberia, and nothing has happened. In fact, as I said, pretty soon by next week, we're going to send our reporter Simpson is going to go to a different part of the country to see the rules that they kept talking about. Oh, they were talking, oh, Grand Gita rule already now. Oh, I mean, the senator for Grand Gita, one of the most corrupt in our time. Was like, oh, he can drive on Grand Gita rule. He can drive on this road. Go down and see the place. Yesterday, the Minister of Public Works was at I think, the Senate, and they questioned him. When he talked about they have spent almost $2 million on certain project, and they were concerned that the amount he talked about and nothing really. They were doubting what he was saying. The issue of corruption remains a serious health. Let me say it. I think it remains a serious mental health problem in our country. Corruption is a mental health problem. And it remains, and our people continue to do it. In that country, nothing will change it. Nothing will change it. Everybody goes with the intention of being the big boy, who will have his car, who will have a driver, who will have security, who will have every other immunity, and they want to go places. They move, and people call them chief, and they are moving up and down, all living on. I wonder when would be the day where people will just go out there and look for the individual job, open business, and take control of your own economy in that country. One Liberian would do that. Rather, even from the diaspora, Liberians are going home, and all they aim for is to do a government job, to live luxury lifestyle, two, three girlfriends. You're paying rent on the side for the girl homes. You're buying car from your girlfriend, and then 2 years later, when you don't have that job no more, the relationship is over. You know.
Peabody, I don't know why you say corruption is a mental health problem. I disagree with you. I don't know why you say so. How is Thomas Fowler Building University from being a plain seller, Building University a mental health problem? How is Jeremiah Kuhn making $30 million for having little or nothing in his account in 2011 when he became representative, and in 12 years his asset declaration showed that he has made more than $30 million? How is it a mental health problem? I think the problem with corruption is lack of system, because in America,
It's lack of what? Come again. It's lack
system. We need system to control people's behavior. Those of you study management, I'm told that there is a management theory, I think X, Y theory or something like that, that one say, Y or X something to say, but I'm not good to say I didn't study management. But I was at a workshop and somebody talked about it. But let me say, in this country, in the United States, there's corruption here. I would say people have the ability to steal here, and they are very crafty. But there's a system. When the system catches them, pay very dearly for that. So because of that, you can still even be 10 years. You think okay, when the money is finished, I want the system catch you, and then you go to jail. In Liberia, there is limitation in crime. There is statute of limitation on certain crimes. Okay, what we need to do is to bring control to the system. For example, people like the judges, the statute or the penal code would write a law and say these are the violations, and we say these are the penalty. But on some of it, the judges have latitude to maybe lessen the sentence. In other jurisdiction, they'll write and straight jacket the judge and say, if this person commit they will list if the person actually is convicted on 1, 2, 3. You can only sentence this person from this year to this year, or full restitution. They don't give that much um wiggle room for the judge to say, well, I can decide. Even on the rape law, when the rape law was first passed into law, when it became a statute, a judge that I know, I mean, he passed away now, when they convicted a young man of rape, he said he can sentence a person to life. He said because uh, he made a stupid argument behind the bench. And I'm told when the judges say such a thing, they are protected by law to express their opinion, when they are on the bench. But it was a stupid argument he made, okay? And women group talk about it, and they transfer it to grand jury and whatever. So what we need to do in Liberia, people, is to bring control to the system and have a punitive action awaiting people who are
How
convicted.
can you do that? Look, Kehleboe, let me say this. Your brother is one of the best, most honest man I've ever seen. Not because you're here, not because you're on this shore, but for a very long time, I follow Councilor Gongloe. I follow his step. I mean, what he stands for and all of that. He's one of the most honest person that I think will make an excellent justice minister in that country. Will make an excellent chief justice. But how many people do we have like Tewon Gonglo who will tell you no is no? How many Tewon Gonglo we have in our just legal system in that country?
We have
Like,
many people. You know
you know,
why? You know why the many people don't show up? Because they are the system. So a good example you gave on Councillor Gonglo. In this particular government, many Unity Party support, Bwaka supporters. What they were saying when Bwaka will form the government, they said Gonglo will be the best justice minister. Same Bwaka won't form correction, right? But the system, the
But
people who
everybody know
want,
Baga didn't want to fight corruption. That's why he did not put Gonglo there.
yes. So the
Yeah.
people, but not just about Bwaka, but our people around Bwaka. People who were there already say, this is our time to eat too. You can't bring Gonglo that will come and shake and turn the table around on us. We can't do
mm,
that. Okay? So
mm.
we have to do something about it. And the way to do it, I think we need to rewrite a lot of our laws to put more control and remove a lot of um, freedom for judges to make certain decisions. We need to rewrite most of our law. And
And then even if they make certain decision and it's not going by the law, they can hold them accountable because the
yeah,
judges too can be held accountable if
yes,
yeah. So I mean, I respect Councilor Congo a lot. I think he and myself have talked before, and we were so depressed on a certain case we had, and I reached out to him, and I was just his humbleness alone, to tell you, he's very humble man. And after I talked to him, I said, "Damn, if they had like at least 5 of them, man, like bro, maybe like bro gonna be better, especially fighting the epidemic of rape in the country, And he explained to me some certain things that were going on. But if Bwaka really came for change, my brother, people that consider Congo, they would be in one of the,
Yep.
he would be serving in one of the positions. Bwaka
Yep.
did not come for change. Bwaka came to retire. Make sure he pack on enough money for he and his children so when the day call him, his children can be okay. He never came to make a change. He's striking 1 or 2 places. Let's see what happens. I still don't have any hope in him so far. I don't know what he's going to do. I want him to succeed. I pray for him to succeed, just how I did pray for the rest of the people that were in power. I pray for Ellen, and I pray for we are. I wanted them to succeed because when they succeed, it means like we have stepped forward, and it will
Yep.
be good for all Liberians around the world. But I
for me,
don't
Grace,
have any hope.
I'm praying for Bwaka to live long. I'm praying for Bwaka to live up to 100 years.
Oh, yeah,
That's my prayer.
of
To
course.
live in more than 100 years. That's my prayer. Bwaka must live long. Because you know
But
what?
Right.
It is good when people are in leadership to live long. So when they leave power, they look back and see how they left the country. You see
Yeah.
President Salif today, she's looking back at Liberia. Is that a Liberia was leading? Is that a Liberia was telling the world that Liberia is on the upward move? You know, she's judging herself.
And she's speaking nowadays, you know, she's been
She's
speaking.
sitting there and saying, oh, I left the leadership. How many women did I grow? Did I mentor? That when I leave, I will have women leadership sprung up on this. She's judging herself. But maybe she's happy. Maybe she's not happy. I don't know. Because I'm not with her. But it's good for leaders to live long when they leave power so they can see the kind of country they've left behind. They left.
And if I were advising Boga, I would tell him, if you put people in position they are not performing, don't be like statistical like George Weah, because I thought George Weah had a very good heart. But he was not he was not people and hiring people. The people ain't doing their job, but I mean, fire them. Because President Boga, if you put the people there, they're not performing, try somebody else. You have 6 years, you cannot waste any time. You don't want your presidency to go down in history as the worst presidency ever. Because the way you're going now, your presidency might be the worst presidency ever in the history of Liberia. And you don't want that.
Tony, good to see you. Good to see you. I was driving today from work, and I was talking to a friend, in Minnesota. He said to me, Peabody, I made a huge contribution to Waka Party. He said, but Party? He don't call me Body. He said, Body? I'm fool. He said, Body? I'm fool us. I said, right, I can't get all the things myself. I said, okay. If I totally walk out, I mean,
but you know, they used to have a song in Liberia say, Ellen gave them Huawei. So but I get Huawei.
It's good to be back, man. But I won't be here for long. That's all. I got something to run to. But Kehleboe, if you be someone ask me what are you praying for him to? See, praying for Boga. He said, Kehleboe, what are you praying for him to?
But if Boga succeeded, VP succeeded.
Yeah, but Kehleboe,
you know, I would say this. I don't wish evil for anyone, and let's get this clear. Whenever I talk on the show, it's not out of malice or hate against
you pray for the president.
You ask a question.
You say I pray for the president. You pray for the president.
You ask a question.
Yeah, let me answer.
Ask your question, and I need to respond to that question.
Mm-hmm.
I pray. There's a reason why I said my prayer is for Boga to live long, right?
Yeah.
And I said, Ellen Johnson said he is living. She left Liberia in the state she left Liberia, and she's living and she's seen the kind of Liberia she led. George Weah is living and he's hearing what people saying about him, right? When he was president, you are hearing different voices. Now he's not president, he's hearing different voices, right? And he said, oh, when I was president, the things that were in my ear, what I was hearing was different. They were telling Paku, you strong, you borrow medicine. Now, it's not what I'm hearing now. And it's good for our leaders to live long. So when they leave office, they see the people they were leading. They can hear what the people say about them. And that's the point I'm making. It has nothing to do. Why I can say, Joy Howard Taylor to and pray. I don't wish evil for anyone. My point is, I am a Liberian patriot. And Tomalin, many of people don't know. I was in high school when we joined the struggle for student rights in our country. Okay? I was in high school when I got to know many of the.
You answer the question.
I came to the University of Liberia.
You say they pray for the men too.
But I say I don't wish.
But the question is, you pray for the Hindu?
But he
I am not praying for a particular.
You say you pray for Boga. You pray for Kundu.
I can't answer that question. I just told you.
Oh, Kehleboe.
Uh-huh.
So you're saying because that one election.
So they asked me, are you praying for Joy Howard Taylor too?
I pray for everybody. Yes.
You talking about the president government?
I just told you I don't wish evil for.
Yeah, anyone. But the question is, you pray for the VP too?
I wish all Liberians should live.
Okay. Kehleboe.
Look,
that one election, that one you can't get all.
Why you got one election?
Election,
The one George got handed over to him.
The election, the PR in that day. That's
No, I
what
don't think it's about that, though.
Kehleboe, why you don't like
The
Jeremiah?
one George got handed over to him. George was sitting with George when George told him that. He was on the show. Let me explain it. I'm putting on the
I hear
spot.
for you to just say, Kehleboe like somebody.
I'm putting Tomalin George on the spot. He told me the story too. George told him the story. Let me explain how George explained to him.
No, that
Even when the case went to the Supreme Court, how much money they give Francis Copper? Let him talk here.
Well, I don't want to reiterate the guy with the 20 billion he still exists. He's still powerful.
Getting ready. Story now?
No, but
ready to deal with history.
So the 2029, that guy will be in, but before 2029, you'll see it work soon, very soon. Maybe by next year, I was saying.
Does he have a vision?
Okay,
he has a vision. He has a vision. Yeah,
he has an agenda. That's the kind of thing we want to.
Oh yeah.
Tomalin is a crafter.
Someone that get to the top about. Let's do that.
Now Tomalin crafting his vision.
No, man, that's not so. The guy says he has a vision for the country, though. You saw the boys when they got there about dissolve the whole legislature.
Yes. That's why you call a president.
So suppose when you do it, I'm not saying the president should have your natural right to get dissolved, though. But the citizens should have the right to say, we can go and write signatures. If we send an amount, we can call for the dissolution of the legislature. Yeah. If they do that, many people will not come back. Because
Tomalin is in our law.
It's in the law.
They can actually.
They don't interpret good to the people. But people, I'm sorry to rub your show, but I just want to say, the issue about the budget is still in confusion. The House Ways and Means and Finance Chair says plenary did not concur with the Senate before submitting the budget to the executive. So that means they're still having some problem. Dixon Sibo says still having problem with that. He said that they should have done it the right way. He said that the president, Waka, so even the budget, the domestic debt payment was 69.2 million. But the president asked them to reduce it to take care of about 40 million to do other stuff. That way that 40 million you saw we were displaying, they put it to other areas and that should not have been there. So why would you reduce the domestic debt to take 40 million to put all those areas in that people key in the rescue team have interest in? You notice the likes of they say, I mean, you see it, the fire service, all the things they're doing right now, the people who key. As I said again, mark my word, before the 5 years, that guy got pretty more will be sanctioned.
But Tomalin,
he's always on the ways and means. He's been there for years, and what they have been doing from time immemorial, they put money in the budget. When the budget passed, they allocate it for different areas, and they go and collect the money. Now, look at
fraud.
Look at fire service, right? You think that 3 million to get fire service? You think fire? You ain't want to see brand new fire trucks in all the county for that money? But you and I know who interests that fire service in.
But you got fire truck in my river, sir.
So
all the places that have been burning, no fire truck on the turn, no, but fire truck in our country.
But great. That money is not going to fire service.
Oh God,
it's not going to those areas. That's the stealing we're talking about here. That's the corruption we're talking about.
Kehleboe, you mute that.
You see.
Kehleboe, you mute that.
Another conversation.
Oh, okay.
The budget manipulators in the legislature are Jeremiah Kun, Prince Moi, Thomas Fala.
They're not even part of that thing. Do put that man there.
I said, they are both kisses, so the name can just come up. Thomas Fala, and by extension, even for Natin Kofa, he's not budget manipulator, but he's milking the system. He can't be, according to Buffer Chamber, the man were providing, he's still providing legal services for the Maritime Bureau. His law firm is a lawyer for the maritime affairs. He goes to maritime conferences as a sitting lawmaker under Buffer Chamber. Buffer Chamber held a press conference and explained it.
Well, is he still connected to that law firm, the International Law Group?
Come on.
I asked you a question.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
You say he's doing what? You say he's doing
what?
what?
Why he told you that he put his trust?
You want
when did he put his trust in a blind, in a blind or trust?
I didn't know what I heard. Putting in a blind trust.
When? Before he got elected?
Yeah, I think
As
I heard.
representative,
I
you can
heard.
produce a document.
I mean, we're asking.
So
Let you come on the show.
you say the speaker is still lawyer for who now? Who's he lawyer for?
The maritime.
His law firm.
Oh, he's a maritime lawyer.
Oh yeah, he has a maritime legal contract.
But the question is whether he's still connected to that law firm. I think he left it. I mean, like he just when you go in the public office.
You know what you want to investigate? Go to the business registry, ask for international law group registration. Because you don't just come and say, oh, I finished putting my trust in blind trust or this, that. No, you go back to the registration and amend it and amend the registration. You don't just do it in your mouth like they do in Liberia. So the catch is, if you go to the business registration, you catch a lot of these people. I know this for fact. They can just repress.
Let's talk about those who met the president, according to report. Hey man, Tommy, can you send it to the beginning and then put it up again? Those who met the president, the speaker, the president pro tem, had a secret meeting, but yet and say they did not know about the alteration of this budget. Okay, they set up their own committee. What will become of this committee? What will become of it?
But how can they set up their own committee? How can you investigate yourself?
You know what?
So they set up their own committee to investigate what happened within themselves.
Because I don't know how people in a country like Liberia, a whole nation, a sovereign nation, why would people do that? Why would people even go back after your budget has been passed, they've been checked, everything, they went over it for weeks, for months, and then somebody go there for a whole country budget and nothing is happening? You're not hearing anything about it?
Is that why the LSCC and GSC for investigation? Why is it they're setting up a committee to investigate their own stealing? Can you think that
people should have been arrested by now, to be honest?
Something went wrong?
Some of those
people are stupid people. I don't understand it, I tell you.
You know?
You see, the president of Liberia met with the speaker and the pro tem to consider moving the US $40 million from the domestic debt to other priorities. On April 29, the joint committee received a proposal from the office of the president as a result of this meeting. That's what I keep on of that meeting now, where the president wrote in his handwriting. He said, "So grateful. Please expedite this, Mr. VP."
Yeah. Well, actually, they're putting out over into corruption.
He passed it to the budget manipulator Zah to implement it. After he met
and protest.
He said, Jared, just go to Prince Boy.
Domestic debt, right? Domestic debt. They say instead of putting 40 million, they'll reduce that thing. They'll reduce it. They'll put it to priorities area now. And what the priority areas? Like area you see it. They say Memorial City Corporation, Prince City Corporation, Rehabilitation and Integration Program, RIA, Cap Power, Electricity, Referral Hospital, Fire Service, Education, Agriculture. But now, in the same budget, they reduce all of these things. They reduce the budget. When they recast the budget, all of them are reduced. And these are the priority area of the arrest agenda. They said health, education, and all these things. But then they increased the Ministry of State budget. You see? So that they 40 million. Look, you know, but again,
those who study economics and mathematics, the Ministry of State is not a productive sector of the economy. But I pay the more money, right? That it tells you the mindset about development, what they think about. Okay, so I would say that, but I want to come back to what people.
But I'm about to leave. Let me allow some people to leave. The president, China actually gave Liberia pledge 35 million, not more than that. China pledge to Liberia. So that billion.
What is your source? We're going to arrest you on the show today.
China was
a black carpet for the president. You want to say something?
They gave 35 million only. But what they did, they made pledges and pledges that paper. You know it, right?
We'll come less on sanction, right? We'll come less on sanction.
I think, but they made promise or pledge. They said 28.1 million. That's a grant. They promised. They said they promised. Who assistance package? 4.2 million. Debt waiver. 927,000. the agricultural equipment, 1.8 million. So all these things they made pledges, but they actually agree in by bilateral agreement came to 35 million instead of that 3 billion talk about. So they should start. The problem is that they should not deceive the Liberian people when they come out with this thing. They should be very careful because Liberian people are educated. They're not everybody that dumb. People can read. To say that you'll get 3.0, it was actually pledged 35 million in financial assistance, but all of pledges were made. But guys, look,
Tomalin,
the guy,
what is your source?
man, I'm telling you this if my source is reliable.
It's authentic, right?
Let them dispute what I'm saying. Let them dispute it.
But I can tell you that 35 million, part of it will go towards student foreign scholarship. China will pledge some scholarship in that. I want to.
Yeah, but yeah, Kehleboe, back to my question. I mean, guys,
I was just trying to pick a bite on what you're saying. How can this happen in Liberia on this meeting, secret meeting? I don't want to say secret. I don't think it was a secret meeting, but a meeting between the president pro tem, and the speaker.
They should announce it. It announced it will make it public.
Yes, okay. So I give it to you guys. It's a secret meeting because they have not addressed the press about it. And even Yombly has not said to our colleagues, the Senate, that this is what happened. Florentine Kova has not addressed the press about it, whatever agreement it reached. But Peabody, let's go by a few months ago. There was the American guy who nearly slaughtered this young Liberian girl. What happened at the Temple of Justice, Monrovia City Court? You saw what happened there, right? We saw an American who nearly killed a Liberian that our leaders should be defending. They set aside the law and transparency and let the American buy his ticket in advance. The day they set him free, he flew out of Liberia because they knew what they did was crocodile. They said, go quick, before there is riot the next day. He left. What happened to Liberia? Nothing. There was no demonstration. Nobody demonstrated at the executive mansion. Nobody demonstrated at the Temple of Justice. Nobody went to Capitol building to say this. Nothing. It is dead. Okay? That's the country you call Liberia.
But the thing is that the Liberian people need to stand up for themselves. It's time for you to do what we were saying. You go and get signatures, and you make sure you tell the president you want that parliament dissolved. Everybody should go to the federal house and stay there, and they start everything all over because their budgeting is very, very serious. This has exposed a lot of stealing that people have been doing for many years to the country. So now that you know that things are so high in the country, that are hearing a lot of things that people are going through hell in our country right now. That's time for you to stand up for yourself. Why is it that you always want people to do stuff for you? Because you're different. But the thing is that the connection again. Everybody connected to somebody. Suppose, oh no, my cousin in our hustle. Dissolve the whole freaking parliament. They don't dissolve it because there's stealing going on there and they cannot put their hand on the stealing. But like Brent put, they don't have the cost to do these things. They'll say, oh, this and that. Man. Ah, God. Great. I can just imagine myself in our house where I'm going to finish for the people. They're going to put their hand on the head. Well, because I'm going to make sure that they're making plan, that's one thing they're doing. Because this is wickedness in high places. When the Bible says wickedness in high places, that's what's going on right now.
Well, Grace, yes, it. Even with Lucas on that stuff he did, even an American would not support it. Even American here would not support him. They would rather he goes through.
No, they did not.
They did not support it.
They did
but
not.
only Liberians supported.
They did not support them free that man at all.
Yeah, they did not support it. But what can they do? The people who in your own country you got law, and you don't even give a freak for the law, and you think America will say that? But there are a lot of Americans that I spoke with that did not support it. They read it, they contacted me, and said this was bad. It just shows how dirty our justice system is. Our justice system is very dirty. It needs to be clean. And unfortunately, you have young people, young lawyers graduating in that country, and they all will just fall into that den of corrupt practice, leaving the ethical ethical stuff of their job, and it will just fall into it. That's why you have judges then, and you know, and we're like we're not an advanced country. I will hope one day that even the security just go and test these people, secretly recall them, just like bribing them and see how many of them would be. There's a judge in Ghana and they had a journalist, and the secret recorded this guy on a certain case, and this man had to resign from his position because he was recorded and stuff like that on certain things. Liberians will not do it. Even some of the country that is considered the most corrupt in the world, they have laws that still go by. In our country, no. Look at a whole country that the people sit down, the lawmakers that the people elected to serve them, make a law. They do the budget. They go all over the budget. They have time. They send it to this person. They send it to the house. They send it all one over and say, "This is fine. We're ready to pass it." They send it. Then come out. They finger the budget. We're all telling everybody the speaker of it has not come up to say anything on that budget. They send it. The
But
proton
the
office
speaker don't really say anything or anything.
have not said anything. And you know why? You know why they
Because
haven't
they're
said?
part of it.
They will know why they have a lot of them are not talking about it because there is a cut in there for a lot of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's cut
The
in there
speaker
for
is a compromised person.
yeah.
He cannot say anything.
Yeah. You see,
Even when the opposition CDC was pushing the speaker to lead the house to take certain action, Fonati Kofa will not move. He will lose his contract with Maritime. He will lose other things. So he can do. He's a compromised person.
you
You
know,
know,
And
he's,
they put him in as speaker.
the more Ali say he's in a situation that he can't handle.
Mhm.
You know, he shouldn't have even ran for the speakership. He should allow someone with Musa ability, under Musa ability to become the
Yep.
speaker. I
In
think better
fact,
to have done better than Fonati
in
Kofa.
fact, talking about
Better what don't wear better because I even heard
Yeah.
that. I think I read something on Facebook. You share it, right? You said they build that ability put on the floor. I
yeah,
share you guys. They said that bill will pass. They build entitled once a Liberian, always a Liberian, guarantee all Liberian citizens to actually see greener pastures in Liberia that were born Liberians and parents their parents are brought to other Liberians. So that bill will pass. That's what I'm hearing.
but you
Yeah, it
know,
was passed. It was passed. I
It
spoke
was
with him. It
passed.
was passed.
If it's
But
a huge
whether the
accomplishment,
Senate will also concur with him.
the
Because
Senate
they want
now
us to not enter with our exclusionary
it goes to the Senate, but
mentality.
guys,
also the House
Anyway,
passed it. It left to the Senate now to pass it.
yeah,
You got
11
somebody
Senate,
barriers they don't in the Senate who
yeah,
use Liberians they in the diaspora who said they went to school with them. So that people they have feel their cousin here tonight. But he used just some of them were buying his shirt, they were buying his ties, they bought a man's shoes. He went to the house and then he ate free food and poo in the camo, everything. Just for him to go back to that bread, tell the president we not worth to be
sorry,
in
get
position.
that easy.
Yeah, they said
yeah.
we're not worth. He went
don't
there after he
mislead the
fooled the
public.
people. They were cussing our face, but yeah, I personally I told them they call me. Oh, great Darius Dillon. I said it to him. The George Lopa. I told him I said I will never support Darius Dillon. He said why? Because I said I'm a person who can discern things. The man on camera I can tell that he fake as hell, you know. And then he called me on and said this, and I said yes, I do support people who never prepared themselves. I don't think you're prepared. I'm sorry. For you to be a senator in a country, you have to be at a certain level. I don't think you're at that level. I don't care what experience you have, you work with this and that. You are not at that level in my way of leveling things according to when it comes to holding a certain position. So I will never tell people in Liberia that I support you. It is what it is. But because they went so bad to send a message to George Weah, you think we get time for sending message? That one person they say that we want to change the country, or we make sure we take Bolsonaro. It's not the case. When you're doing certain things, you don't look at situation that way. So we make sure the dollars not making he used the to they bought his ticket, they carry him up and down. So when they let the trainer lay their clothes down for him to walk on it. When he went back to that, but he said the desperate like were not fit to hold certain position because he felt fear in him that he know that there will be a competition to change the trajectory of Liberia the lives of Liberia will change. He didn't want that competition because he know he was not preparing himself. He said, "Oh no!" He made sure that bill did not pass. So we're telling the people in the Senate, you better pass that bill. You need to pass that bill.
But Grace,
You
how
want
they
to
can
hold
pass
the
a
country
bill?
hostage? You need to pass that bill.
But Grace, how they can pass a bill when the bill already finger? How would they pass it? If they pass that bill without holding anybody accountable for altering that bill, then I know Liberia that it's the
We're
real.
talking about the dual citizen,
Oh, dual citizen bill. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
once
Yeah.
a Liberian, always a Liberian. The
Yeah.
House are pass it, and we mean the Senate to pass it. They don't want to give certain Liberian access to the country. If you don't give your people access to the country, how the country will be developed? Look at what Ghana did. Look at what Ghana did. Our in market shopping with all the people, Black American, they are Ghanaians. They were there all together in the market shopping. They live in Ghana. They carry development to that country. Y'all want to stop us to not have certain positions because we live in America. We tell you to not live in America. They walk into the country and send people to different places. And you are not fortunate to come here. It's okay. You can still make it like bro, but we need to come to God address our home, and we can make sure we help to change the country by bringing development to the country. People want to bring businesses and stuff. They want to hold us hostage. But let's already finish fighting for the horse to pass that bill. Your Senate, when you pass that bill, I will do research on you. I will one by one. When I finish scooter nothing you on the platform, I will go after you one by one. So you better make sure that bill pass. Because Liberia need to have a better a country in the future. Liberia needs to be better. And the only way Liberia needs to be better when all Liberians can come together as one. Once you have that blood running through your veins, women say they want black, they want drug rule. Once one of your parents black, it means you black. What other word will want born you?
But Grace,
So Liberians are always will be Liberians. You cannot take that away. So you better go that Senate, you better pass that bill. I the one will sit down and do one by one. When I finish with you on the platform, they will call the radio station to
Grace,
get the
But Grace will have no impact. It will have no impact. What is it? Look, people, let me just, I know you want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say this. Let's go back to history a little bit. I'm not going to express my view as I've expressed on other channels because I don't want to scare anyone. But I'll say this. Liberia is where Ghana was when Rawlings came to power. There was rampant corruption in Ghana. Nothing was working. The Ghanaian parliament was just there allocating money to themselves when Rawlings took power. And Rawlings straightened out the country. Today, Ghana development today, the foundation, and this is how I like to put it. Nkrumah developed the concept, the bigger picture of how Ghana and Africa will develop. Because Nkrumah was a pan-Africanist. He was thinking Africa as a continent. But also, he wanted Ghana to lead that development in Africa. So he developed the concept, the Akosombo Dam, developing this big electricity project that would not only supply electricity in Ghana, but most part of, other parts of Africa. You will link to all of them in Africa. But when Rawlings took power, I consider Rawlings one of the true Nkrumahs, pan-Africanists, who actually took Nkrumah vision and pulled it into place. And there was the condition that propelled Rawlings to come to power. That condition exists in Liberia today. That's all I can say.
And I say the people in Ghana, Peabody and Kehleboe, my God. I said when you enter the Uber, I just asked the man, I said, so since Gerald running down, how everything being Ghana, man, say, hey, look, he said, Gerald running, we thank God for that man. The man changed our lives. Although Ghana economy is not at the top notch, but enough for Rawlings will not even be here. I said, all the Ubers I roll, I will ask the driver, even in the restaurants I went, I saw the man picture on the wall, they drew him. That the kind of leader we're looking for to come and change the lives of the people. Set these things in places that will change. They just want to fuck the country and seize a hijack the country and just take money and put it in the budget and finger the budget. Shame on you, Joseph Boga. President Boga, you don't have anything to lose at that point in time. You're already an elderly man. The only thing you got to lose now is for your presidency to go down in history as one of the worst presidency ever. Your grandchildren, they will suffer when it happens because they will be mocked. People will point here at them. I know it because the reason why I'm telling you it because my mother goodness in life, that was coming in America. People remember stuff. When they call their name Baga and say, oh, that was your pa who destroyed our country. You don't want that for your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. You don't want your need to go. So you have to be strong, Pape, and make sure that you set something right in our country. Dissolve the entire parliament in the first place. That's where you should start from. That's what should happen because they are destroying your presidency, your legacy. They're destroying it. And the people saying you are part of the finger in the budget. So if you are not part of it, they come and do something because this is wrong. Somebody have to go to jail for corruption for once, especially working close net with your presidency at that. Somebody must go to prison for something. And you don't put a lay or clerk in prison because you know that clerk did not finger that budget. You know it came from on top. So you're trying to figure it out. That means like to cover up stuff and they like to do things because, oh, I know that person, I know this person has destroyed our country. They even will hate you because their friend hates you. That's how bad it is. Change the things for the next generation to come. That's what your legacy should be. How the hell they will figure our entire budget for our country and you still cannot put your hand on how that budget will figure and who did it. And y'all know it. How in the world you're still using the kind of system that you're using when computers are taking over the world? How is it that you will find out who touched that document and who did every case we process when we are working? The people know who touched that case. So now you go there, your whole knee register, you the one working on that. So anything go wrong, it will come back to you. You can build those systems in Liberia. It's already there. You just need to make sure it be effective, but you don't want it to work because you don't want Liberia to change. When Liberia brought into the country, he told Liberia, he came here working in the people system. He started taking the money from, but you will see the millions you're working, we see millions of dollars every day. You looking at the money, not for you. When something for you, our parents show us, when something for you, you don't take it. So you working, you already got that in you from small. You working, you see the millions, you transferring benefit, you transferring money to people, counseling it to the doctor for them, and he started taking the money and started to create his own thing and sending the money. The people watching for 1 whole year, all he thought he was stealing or he was getting away with it until they caught him. He doing over 27 years in prison. That's the kind of example you need to send. And that this is just welfare fraud. Can you imagine? You got people in the House of Representatives, in the Senate, in the Parliament, fingering document on a regular basis. You can't do nothing about it. As a president of a country that have 40 years experience in governance. This is just sad. It's sad.
Well, Chris, you know, again, I think I'm very surprised of Musa, Chairman Musa ability. You know, he was one of those who have really proven for the interest, especially with this new law that they passed and going to send it to the Senate. You know, because I have one friend, a Liberian from Ghana. He's been there since 1990. In fact, every time I go to Ghana, I visit Prince. His name is Prince. He's from Buchanan. His mom is Basso. Every time I go and visit him. Recently, Prince's mother came from the States, and she told him to go to Liberia. So he's traveled to Liberia. Prince had all his passport, a Liberian passport. I think about 3 or 4 Liberian passports that expired. Prince went to Liberia and they said they're going to give him passport because he has his last name, Rasami. His name was Prince Rasami. I mean, this pure Liberian.
Wait, you were in class with all people then?
No, Prince didn't go to MC.
Rasami, because I was in class with somebody, Rasami, Wada Rasami. I don't know whether he's his sister.
He went to, Prince was born in Buchanan. His mother came from the U.S. His mother lived in Georgia, I believe. She went home. And this man had been in Liberia for the last 5 months. They can't give him his passport. They want him to go and pledge and do this and do that. Even with the last 4 or 5 Liberian passports that he had that expired, they are refusing to give Prince his passport.
And so the man does he have the right to have the name They
No.
even they did it to me, to tell you the truth. They did it, but all those things then, like, bro, will change. I don't care how the people think that Liberia will not change. They will do the worst to destroy the country. God will destroy them one by one. Because Liberia is a blessed country. And God knows the reason why he made that country blessed. And he will not let you destroy that country. You think you're getting away with these things, but you will not get away with it. Liberia is a diverse country. A lot of people from different walks of life are Liberians. Some people are Liberians, their father Ghanaians. Some people are Liberians, their father Nigerians, their man Nigerian, their father Liberian. Those people are Liberians too. Some people are American Liberians. They got last name that don't sound like the regular or native Liberian name. Those people too are Liberians. Why y'all going to take that away from us? Liberians are diverse country. Y'all cannot change that.
But
so are very tribalistic and wicked set of people, and y'all need to get over it. That this country was built on different principles, and a lot of different people come from this country. It's not the native, your so-called native. God, we don't understand why y'all even call native Liberians. Because all Liberians, when they had the turn and they were born by Liberian parents, are supposed to be Liberian. How? Because the man is West Sami, so he's not entitled to a passport.
Yeah, I mean, this man have kids. He had 2 kids and wife in Ghana. He's doing very well there. I visited him before last year, and we were all on the camp together 1990. 1990, we're all there. And you are stopping this man from getting his passport. He can't go back because he got no travel document. And you telling the man you're not a Liberian. I mean, it's sick. I mean, he reached out to me, and I told him if he wanted to come on the show, we'll bring him so he can talk about what happened. But I told him to get the names of those involved, so we can kind of showcase them.
He's not the only person that they are doing it to. He's not the only person they are doing it to. I know somebody they did it to because the person too had a foreign last name, and this person is Liberian. So how these people doing it? So you don't expect, and the person speaking Liberian English, everything, they said no. And you see the people who doing it, said you can tell that they didn't even know what they're doing. How do you not know that people can be Liberian and still have a foreign father or mother? And that maybe that one of their parents from another foreign nation, so their last name don't sound Liberian. You take that away from them because their last name don't sound Liberian. The person not Yakpaguro. You're crazy. Something wrong with you in our country. How can you do that to your own Liberian brothers and sisters? How? Even the Ghanaians who used to be very nationalistic, they're not even doing that anymore. In fact, they're happy for you to even come to the country to even be citizen there because it's developing their country.
Of course.
They're going to still stay in the old 1800 age, so you can continue to steal from the country. That's why you want. That's why you don't want to embrace your own brothers and sisters. It's so sad, and that's why we need a government that will change these things. Because if these people working in this government, in the foreign ministry, and they don't even know these things, I don't understand how they're working there. You making people to change their last name or their parent last name just because they're Liberian. You refuse them to get their passport because their last name don't sound Liberian. Then when the people treat you in other countries differently, they say, oh, the people, they treat us bad. They did this or they did that. But you're treating your own people bad. You're here, your own people. So how people will like you? What is the right thing to do? What are the policies for these things?
It is rather sad that these things are happening in the country. It is happening. It's very, very sad. That you can have things like this happening. People altering budget and nothing happening to it. I mean, I don't know what the government be having. The public work minister, I understand, was at the Senate the other day talking about the rules, and I understand most of the senators are saying that what he did was not just right. The money that he claimed they had spent on the roads really is not true, and they have concerns. So it's just like every day there's something new. There's some new corruption, and something new just pop up every day. Every day something popping up. They talk about Liberia. Where we going? What's the road? What's the road that was in Grand Gita that the guy talk about? Hey, what's that beautiful?
I have to leave. My daughter, I need to carry her to the church.
All right, Kehleboe, you got a
Yeah,
Okay,
beautiful
Kehleboe.
daughter.
she came to arrest me.
You got a beautiful daughter, Kehleboe.
You
Yeah,
going to church?
yeah. She's not only beautiful. This little girl, people, she get this stuff here.
Wow.
Yeah,
But you think
she's
she was
really
serious?
not 6th grade level and doing
Wow.
math high level. You know,
That's good.
Wow.
I'm so proud of her.
But
Can you imagine that kind of child? Then they say they get when I go to like right and take position there.
She's a Liberian.
She's and she prepare herself.
Who
So
will
because she was born in
deny my
America,
daughter pass away in Liberia? I think then we'll burn down the foreign ministry.
that's a good one, but we're not going
I
to be
see
doing
her.
violence.
Kehleboe, great having you on.
Okay,
Beautiful.
Kehleboe,
Good to see
great
you,
having
beautiful.
you
What's
on.
your daughter's name, Kehleboe? What's her name?
She's Faith Joy.
Oh, Fit Joy.
Oh,
All right.
Faith Joy called Gongloe.
Fit Joy.
Faith
Good to
Joy.
see you, Faith.
You
You
got faith
pretty.
and then you
Very
are joy
pretty.
to it. Oh yes, that's a nice name. I know that your mind gave you that name. Kehleboe, I'm not even thinking about that. You are coming to
Kehleboe
go name.
probably
Kehleboe
probably
no
gonna
man
get
name.
here.
Nah,
But
you
Chris,
can add it up.
another thing that popping up again is that the Liberian court ordered the government to release the body of Charlotte Musu for burial. You know, it's in the Monrovia court at Temple of Justice had ordered the government to release the body of Charlotte Musu to her family for burial, following the Supreme Court of Liberia August 28 ruling, which acquitted former Chief Justice Guar Musu Scott and three of her family members. Uh, uh, in September 9, Judge Roosevelt Z. Willett directed the Ministry of Justice to release the remains of Charlotte Musu after the legal representative of the acquitted requested the release. So
Wow.
there you go, another story. Charlotte
Yeah,
Musu.
shallow musu. But before we get to that story, Tomalin, Peabody. I know somebody was saying, "Oh, you know, Grace, she already had dual citizenship, so before she came to America." Look, I'm very proud to tell you that my father is Ghanaian. My father lived his life in Liberia. He worked hard there. He married to my mother and had 5 children with her. And I'm proud he did that because in the Ghanaian culture, they were not even accepting to do that. He stood his ground and he married her. So does it I was born in Liberia with my both parents. So if you because my father is Ghanaian, like all the other people that they are champons and they how they call it accolades, I can name plenty of them. And some of them went to Ghana, and the Ghanaians getting the opportunity as well to live their lives there. Some of them stay in Ghana today. So does it take away that I'm a Liberian? It doesn't take away from me that I'm a Liberian. So you're very segregated set of people. And the segregation you had don't have destroyed the country. And since the war happened because of your greed, when your segregation, the country cannot come back to itself. When you decided to treat the Congo people like they were nothing, and after they went to that country and created that place as a Liberia, the love of liberty brought us here. They went there, and everybody was included into the love of liberty. You said they were not supposed to be called like that. How you people are today? You're just dancing in circle. You're just dancing, stealing from one another, killing one another, and destroying your children and raping them. So now, why is it? Don't you know in the world to just Liberian they were telling the Liberian they can refuse? They can say no, you are not even calling Liberian. Don't you know that? So you should be ashamed of identifying with being Liberian. What does it give to me? What does it take away from me? Nothing. So let's just go on and discuss the real issue here. I'm just proud to say that I'm a Liberian. My mother served in that country. She served the government. She did not steal a dime. She worked tirelessly for 30 years. And she worked and she trained other people to work. And that's what saved us in the war. Because when people saw us, when those rebels saw us, they said, "Oh, my married are you in your train, your pass." They were even going in Clayashne to rape God. We went to Clayashne to my sister's house. She was married to, a Congo man and were at the house. They were going to rape girls and the rebel then came like to say, "My married you here? Your children ain't got to leave tonight. Because tomorrow night, the people coming, they raping women. So you got to leave." My mom said, "Okay, that's how we pack our clothes." If she was not a good public servant, you think it was going to happen? because she was good to people, the drivers in the mansion, yeah. The people in the cafeteria, she carried most of them there to get higher. So they were not going to do anything. So, it doesn't take away anything from some of us. It doesn't add anything from some of us. But for love of country, we'll continue to fight for this country. And coming to the Charlo Musu case, I don't understand people how it said that they want to take this girl body now for burial. I understand the family has the right to the body, but do they have all the forensic stuff done and all the investigation already before they can bury this girl? Because I sure Gloria Mususka will be going after who killed her daughter. They're supposed to open a new investigation on this case. Charlo Musu death cannot go in vain. So I don't know the process, to tell you the truth, but if you bury this girl, how is it that the evidences that you're supposed to get maybe from the body or whatsoever they're supposed to get it, how they're supposed to get it, how would they do that? Except you can explain to me. I don't know. I just think that I'm hoping that investigation will go on for this girl or her death, so that other Liberians will know that people cannot just die in Liberia and just go in and they cover it up. And since that Gloria Mususka has been a chief justice before that country, she's serving a very key position. I know she will be seeking justice for her daughter. And I'm hoping that will happen. You on mute. Peabody, you on mute? Are you talking?
Oh, there's another story coming up here on the World Bank report. Uh, They said the World Bank on Thursday released the fifth edition of its annual Liberia Economic Update titled Powering Growth and Reliable, Affordable, and Sustainable Energy Access. The report provides comprehensive analysis of recent economic development in Liberia, emphasizing the critical role reliable energy plays in driving sustainable growth. Let me get there. The update highlight key advancement in Liberia energy sector, including progress in power generation and expanding energy assets. However, despite these achievements, Liberia continued to face significant power shortage, underscoring the need for substantial investment to ensure reliable, affordable, and sustainable energy access for all citizens. So, I mean, I don't know how you say we're advancing, but yet and still we can't even we're still struggling when it comes to energy in Liberia, electricity, and other stuff in Liberia. I don't know. Recently, uh, Ivory Coast gave us a warning that we're owing $19 million, and if we don't pay, they were going to I know, take some action against the country. But let look at this, Chris. What happened to Roberts recently? I mean, they say LDEA seized a suitcase containing $1 million worth of cocaine, 1 million cocaine at RIA. Suspect escaped arrest. How in the world you arrest $1 million worth of cocaine in Liberia? So how did the suspect leave? How would the suspect leave? $1 million worth of cocaine. You seize it.
No, wait. They seized it from the airport, but the suspect went away.
Yeah, that's what it say.
You put that jokers
I'm telling you.
kidding me. Oh Lord, the thing is that people you see the energy for this day and age in the 21st century in 2024. Just the other day we're in 2018, 2010, and 2024 looks so long. All the other countries around us are moving. They are, striving. You go in the flight. My flight landed in Ghana. I was in the evening. See the lights. Oh God, it was so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And it was so beautiful, man. At that point in time, I was like, yeah. How is it that Liberia cannot still get it right when it comes to energy? How? How are these people coming into power, seeing all these capable, very well learned, experienced, connected individuals that are Liberians, that these presidents will not put these people into place to be able to help the country when it comes to energy efficiency? How is it? How are these people? I just still cannot comprehend. I cannot fathom. Why is it that we're still struggling when it comes to light in the country? Why?
You know.
Why? Just because the president then refused to put the people in that will really help the country because of the selfishness and because of policy. Oh yeah, the man he didn't endorse me. The man after all he didn't endorse me so I'm not going to put him there. No effort what I make him be able to help the country. He was not part of my party. They have made like return into policy or country so bad. Look at how Joseph Baga government follow with UP people. Until the CDC people are in the government and know their jobs, they move the people from there. How the country will ever be developed? How?
Yeah.
Our get out motor, we are at least we are there. UP people staying there, most of them stay in that position. How you the old man I get 40 years experience? You just I get one black boy, you know, all the people need and what they say you can travel with black boy like they use on the streets. The news on the streets and on Facebook street, they say you got black people that you can travel with, you can put everybody need, and the other person, they didn't vote for me, they talk against me, they didn't want, they didn't. But you, if I'm going to watch you here on Facebook in 2017, you still put him in LBS position. So how is it that you're not utilizing the real Liberians, the ones that have the technical know-how, the knowledge to help that country be energy efficient? How you not doing it? President Bwaka, how? Answer us. Answer us, President Bwaka. We pray for you to live long as ever so you can see after 6 years what you're doing to Liberia. That's
But
what we pray for.
Grace, one thing here is that the you talk about government. How will somebody, I'm very interested in this story here. How will somebody go to the airport? You see the suitcase, but you say the suspect ran away. So it means that the people at the airport, they are known, you see? You say
that connection, the people at the airport, people who are there, the people who work at the airport, all that thing is a key connection. They know exactly what's going on. They knew the drugs were coming in. They gather people in the places in the airport that's supposed to be able to make sure that drug pass. I don't even know how they call it. They were ready because everything is they have the people in all the places. Now this government now, how is it now that drugs is getting into the country when you say the other government that the people were bringing in the drugs, they broke home. The drugs coming through your airport. That
and
the
y'all,
airport. How now? We want to know. And then you're telling us now that the person who are responsible for bringing that drug, the person ran away. So you're expecting like people to really believe you.
but Liberian people can believe anything.
The government was part of that whole drug. I didn't want to say
The Liberian people can fall for anything. The only thing they fall for it, I mean, nobody will believe this. You shouldn't even. If I were the LDA, I would report something like this, because the suspect probably had given them some money, and they said, "Man, we'll take the thing and let you go," or maybe like just one of it, and they acted like they arrested the person, and they're gone. You see, but it's a disgrace. How can you seize drugs in the country? You seize. You say the drug was $1,070,000. So the drug came by itself. They just probably maybe they put on the plane and just came by itself. It just came there by itself. What a shame, right?
The drugs did not come by itself. They know how the drugs got there. They all connected and they have their connections going on. And it's just sad for people when you go to the country, I tell you see the way the people what they're going through. It's just so sad for the people that you trust to lead you in the right direction cannot even lead you. These people get in the ring, step in poo water during election time, yelling on a consistent basis for these people, trusting that they will get there to do something different for their lives to change. And they get there, look at what they're giving the people. How you can be seeing that drugs were busted at the airport and you have nobody to show. There's nothing you have to show that people. This is how they trust because the people got records. When we get on our flight, The people know who all on our flight. They know who are coming, who are checking something on our flight. The records are there. Who bag is this? How we get our bag in baggage claim? They would have just go there and get our bags because they know that those bags are for us, our names are on it. The people, if you take somebody's bag, they don't own, the system really work, they can find them. So how you would tell the Liberian people now that the drugs were busted at the airport, you say, oh no, they're not attached to anybody. Go back to the plane that brought the drugs. Just start to go back for investigation. Where did that drug get on the airplane to come to Liberia? And you're just telling the Liberian police and they just sit and just accept it and don't do anything about it. I don't know.
It's really sad.
If everybody have my strength, then tell they like over. But they see people here in the desperate. Oh, they hope you keep talking. They hope you're really talking this and that. That my one family there. That my one family in Liberia. In fact, my family in Liberia to tell you the truth, he suffering. So that's it. You know, but they can't even tell the people inside. The people say that thing that happened is not real. You need to find out how is it that drug got busted at that airport. Just how the Kenyans then got up one day and just decided to say we're not accepting the nonsense anymore. We're not.
But Grace, they have been. If the people can finger their own budget for them to do development in the country, what they can finger their own budget to do development to bring relief to the Liberian people, the arrest agenda or the rescue agenda, where you want to bring development to your own citizen, to build roads, to build healthcare, hospitals and things like that. Y'all can go there and finger it. What they can finger. So the police see those things, the people at the airport, if they can see top people fingering their own budget, then they say, oh, they look for means of surviving. And that's why Nigerians are packed in that country with drugs. Go to somewhere in Claratown. There's a whole Nigerian community there.
Mm-hmm.
And see what go on there. See what they be doing there. You can buy anything you want in that place. Where do they get those things from? How do those things come in the country? That's how even you go to stores, they bring in all these fake alcohol. Some of these things expire. Lebanese, some of these food there expire. They got it there and they send it to the Liberian eating there and getting sick. And nobody even checking.
Checking balance.
Nobody checking anything. See how bad it is for the country. People just want to see, Liberian people they forget. They forget just today. You tell them something, they forget it tomorrow. So it's really sad.
It's like a dark line anywhere the people.
So who will trust your airport? Why do you think international flight, a lot of international flight, even want to fly into a place, especially the US, when Delta were operating, Delta had to send their own security.
Mm-hmm.
To be there, they send their own security because apparently Liberia could not control their own security.
But you know what? I bought a flight to Ghana. I bought the 2 tickets to Ghana with me and my sister, and then I had to change and reroute to Liberia because of certain reasons. And Delta was like, "Oh yeah, we don't go to Liberia." I remember when I rode Delta to Liberia, it was one of the most beautiful flights. We got the food was freaking nice. I think back in when Ellen had just become president, I rode Delta to Liberia. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the way the air hostesses were interacting with the people and everything. So they said, "Oh, we don't go to Liberia anymore." So I told them, "Say, can I have my money back?" But then they said they couldn't. They would just give me a credit or those. It was almost $4,000. Yeah, almost $5,000 in fact. And they said, "Oh no, we just keep it as a credit when you're traveling with Delta against somewhere else. Then you can have that." But it was just sad to me that these airlines, they just stopped going to Liberia because of all the security conflicts that happen in the country. How will you want to go to a country where 4 auditors they just die in a day or two?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that happened was just too much.
Yeah.
But and then the security at the airport is not too really strong. You go there, you got your suitcase. As soon as you get out of the terminal, the project rushing to you. So all those things it's like people don't want to even I was standing at the carousel, I was trying to get my bag. I saw 2 Americans, they started gossiping because they never knew I was Liberian. They look at me, I guess I look American. Right? So they started gossiping with me about the country. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with these people. I just look at them. I felt terrible when they started seeing the things. I will not even disclose what they said here, but the things that they were saying, how the people were acting, how they act. But they just had to come there because they had certain things going on, so they had to kind of do what they got to do and things like that. I felt bad. I felt bad. Those things can change. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to change that. It takes a good leader to want to see the goodness of the country. Gerald Rawlings fought for Ghana. At the end of the day, he had to fight for insurance, medical insurance. As being president of the country, he did not steal from the country and did not bring his people to steal. So at the end of when he was no longer president, they wanted to start playing all kind of nonsense with him, trying to take away his medical insurance, and he fought back and got his medical insurance. So you turn that stuff off?
Talks about these things in very oblique ways. They're destroying their way of life.
Sylvester, we ready to come back.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to change that, bro. It takes love for country and somebody who has the experience and the knowledge, the wisdom, and also have the fear of God in them to want to do good by the people and for the country. How much money one person can eat? How much money one person can live on? Everybody will lead their world. Why would you want to lead their world knowing that you have done so wrong to people by taking away what was rightfully theirs? How do you feel the people in Liberia, the children don't have the opportunity to go to school? And one group of people getting rich, that people in the parliament getting $45,000 car to ride on a derogatory telling a road that is not even fixed. Oh yeah, in the budget, the thing in the law. And in the law, you can change the freaking law. One law make out $20,000, $15,000 car is good enough for a poor country like Liberia. That's what we are saying. For our people to have the opportunity. One of my friends were in the interior recently, and he works within the government. He went in the rural areas, and he came back from there. He's not rich. I mean, he's just struggling. He's trying to live his life. And he called me. He said, "Sis Grace," and he was going. He told me he was going. So I said, "Man, take care of yourself, my brother." He said, "Okay." He came back. When the man came back, he called me. You could hear the depression in his voice. He said, "Sis Grace, is there any way, anything you can do for me to get me out of the country?" He said, "I went to the interview. I stayed there for 7 days. While I saw it, that man sent me pictures that I cannot even share it. Why should people suffer like that in this day and age? Why? For a rich country like Liberia, for the people to be that poor. Why? And other people sit in places and feel good about themselves, sit down in the car, sing and dance, and because they can spend money, but they don't even think about it. How will you lie down when God call you? When you take your last breath, how will you be taking your last breath? How? I just don't get it. And you know, we don't come here as politicians. We come here as regular Liberian people that talk about the nitty-gritty issue that face our people every day. And that's why we come here. When we got other people on the platform, they are politicians, they will talk the politician way. But I just think, how do you even go to bed doing that? Gerald Rawlings, who was a soldier man that brought Ghana into the light. He delivered Ghana. He saved that country. Even after he left power, he was not even rich. Hey man, how are we so wicked to one another? Your Senate and your representative. How we are so, that's why you're kill each other to get in our house because you know you're going to steal. One of them told me, "Oh, I went for a representative. Soon I get with their win. I went buy my house in Ghana." I said, "Hey, so that way you won't go run for a representative to win to buy a house in Ghana?" You know, off the record, don't go say that thing. I said, "Okay, it's off the record." Welcome, Pewee.
Pewee, good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Pewee, how can the LDA sees $1 million worth of drugs and then the suspect escaped? They didn't arrest him at the airport.
At the airport. So basically, then if that's the case, now, and sometimes in some cases it sounds a little fishy. But if that's the case, for now, the commander of the LDEA at the Ravos International Airport should be suspended. And that's the most appropriate thing to do. It should be suspended while the head office of the LDA, via the acting director of the LDA, will now launch what we call an expeditious investigation in this matter to find the reason. Because $1 million worth of drugs, is it, because the economic value, is it Liberian dollar or US dollars?
US.
$1 million worth of drugs is going to be, if you were to do the configuration into Liberian dollar, is billions of dollars, Liberian dollars in that amount. That's not a play thing. So for the corporate to be allowed or to abscond, because I think that's the word in use. If he's absconded, then I think we headed for some problems. And then the head of the LDEA and other, because particularly the head of the LDEA and other member of the Jones Security, but particularly the head of the LDEA should be suspended. Now, we first and foremost need to probe into this matter. Was it an intelligent gathering process? How did they first and foremost receive the information about these drugs? If they got a tip ahead of them, and then how the coordination process went. Then how did the drugs get in the country? Because to agree to this process in investigation, we have to be meticulous and very systematic in going through the approach of investigations. So when there kind of a triage process conducted by the security, because there should be those kind of a process in terms of trying to be more clinical in protecting our territorial landscape for not allowing some of those.
But Sylvester, look, yeah, what I say. According to the DA director, the suitcase containing the cocaine was identified accompanying at the RIA parking lot. So the airport don't have camera.
So it was identified unaccompanied, meaning if that's the case, because now we've been shuttling to the airport in and out. So I will have, even from the old terminal, Windsor New. So there's this process that is a very effective. We may not be new of having a lot of camera in our country, but there are strategic areas that the surveillance process there is very key. And the reason why the surveillance process is key there is most of those international carriers insisted that we should have a major surveillance process. Air Brussels did that, Air France did before, Delta did before. So, and internally, it's part of the aviation rule internationally, so that you track the airports 24/7. There should be a surveillance base, an effective surveillance base, part of the recent state of the art artificial intelligence surveillance that what we should deploy. Some of those cameras worth thousands of dollars, because the intent of it is that to even the cameras, there are some how we call it, what's this strategic military war, we use this night vision camera also. Those cameras that will detect images in darkness, complete thick darkness, and what have you. They are all deployed around the airport. The intent is to do some of these things. So if it was unaccompanied, then we need to now find out how did they come to the airport. Those suitcases had a name tag on them.
Thank you.
The investigation. So if there's a name tag on that, because there will be no suitcase in terms of the only time that will happen, maybe if we start living on Pluto or Mars, then they will introduce that kind of a system that you will travel over suitcase with no name. There's nowhere in the world, this world we live, that you will travel over suitcase, there's no name tag, it won't get on the plane. Right? So there's a name tag that you should identify. So the investigation shouldn't be too complex. It shouldn't be too complicated thereby. They should first and foremost, now this release they put out should even identify the carrier. Even if you're not identified that or he or she, the name tag on the airport should say probably Sylvester Pewee is bringing in this suitcase, but he cannot be found. Then they will know clearly, or Lopu, this and that is doing this at this time. Right, but in the absence of that, then they will say to us that these are fiasco. People trying to, probably there was a huge drugs, and they just pushed that one to say this $1 million, and they said, hey, they got this, and they didn't do it well. You know, sometimes if you want to be a criminal, you're not a smart criminal, you can expose yourself in terms of leaving traces and the rest of that. But I thought it's not a good development for the LDEA to even come out and say that, because it's a simple thing to do and identify via that kind of means. It's actually troubling.
But the thing is that I would like to think that somebody checked that suitcase in. So the place the suitcase was checked in alone, they can find out who checked the suitcase in and everything. So I mean, there should be an easy investigation. What I would say is that the president has not even made a decision on the LDA boss yet. Remember, he fired two of the bosses of that entity, and he put in an acting boss. Now he has not even made a decision.
No, they were
up to now.
suspended. They were suspended.
Oh yeah, he suspended them.
Yeah.
But he has not even made a decision whether they're coming back or the acting boss to making the actual boss right now. Or,
Exactly.
He needs to make a decision. Those
And that's a
areas
critical
are very,
area.
very
You're right.
crucial.
That's a very critical area.
Very critical era.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
critical.
you know, and it's been more than 2-3 months now.
3 months.
Yeah,
Every minute decision.
Look at investigation. That agree. I mean, to take decisions. So that means here quickly, there's too much conflation around those people. A lot of individuals around the side of the president believe this person should not go. The other person say the person should go. The other person say no, the president should not go. So if the president is not decisive on his own on this kind of a matter, then you see the kind of a delayed practice being played. It's wrong. LD is a major area. Those kind of investigation, president that really want to fight the kind of crisis will take 30 days maximum. You come up with the issue, you're dismissing everybody, dismiss them and appoint someone and you move on.
That's it.
That way you are the president. We don't get
the drugs taking over the country. The children are dying from drugs intake. How is it that the major entity in your government are supposed to fight this? You still struggling on who to hire in that position so that people can start doing their activity. Oh God, I tell you, and that's the reason why some author like Joseph Parker was an elderly man. He needed not to be in that position. Like people need a strong and innovative president, energetic, and with the knowledge to lead the country. And that's what we thought he was not saying. Because you think about something like your president kind of there, you know, especially a president who you know have the experience and everything to come and lead our country. When I make the decision, I was saying, and they say, you know what, all of you sitting down, we're bringing new people in because we need. The drugs are taking over the country. The children dying from drugs. Family members, people, husbands, their wives, you know, their children. How you just relax like that, Mr. President? The papa is on his retirement. He just drinking Ovaltine, and you know, people they used to take the bread, they put it in the Ovaltine. Then they put it in the eat it. That all just up like he just want to eat a bread in the net. He Ovaltine, he drink tea, he go sleep. In the morning, they're waking or they getting smoke coffee so he can be alive. You eat out and say, bring my bread. You put butter inside with egg and mayonnaise. Then he eat, then he get up, he say, what is it more doing?
Yeah.
The papa living in retirement, enjoying himself.
Of course. So Sylvester, you know, we still moving on. There's a list of things that are taking place in Liberia. Another, I'm just quoting the front page Africa here. We already talked about Shalamusu. There is a report here that I'm reading in front page Africa that is talking about concern about Russian mercenaries present in Liberia. Let me read just the headline. It said two former leaders of the press union of Liberia have called on the Liberian government under President Joseph Nima Bwaka to immediately investigate reports suggesting that infamous Russia mercenary group Wagner is secretly operating in Liberia. In a press statement issued from the United States, former PUL leader Emmanuel D. Abalo and Gabriel Williams expressed alarm over recent reports from American media indicating that Wagner Group, known for its involvement in armed conflict and destabilization efforts across Africa, may have covertly begun operation in Liberia. This is an urgent call to Bwaka administration to investigate report that the Russian entities such as Wagner Group are establishing operation in Liberia. The goods of business venture, the statement said. How true that is, Sylvester? What do you think?
So I mean, this news is actually just breaking, and you know, these are very delicate and situations. So we have to be very, very mindful and come to the Wagner Group. You know, their leader was killed in a very mysterious circumstances sometime last year in Russia, and begrudging. So basically, and he was one person that This country also was very keeping an eye on him. Fred, he was considered as a terrorist. So basically, those kind of news coming out, we need to. For me, that's why I say it's very delicate and fluid. So I would love to be very mindful as to how I jump into conclusions surrounding those kind of things. And if the past PUL leadership or those that are here in the diaspora needed to come out and give more detailed information about that, because it's a very major thing that we cannot just speculate. So I don't want to be speculative in terms of trying to buttress any speculations, moving to that kind of a situation, particularly vis-a-vis when relate to the Wagner group. But yeah, what I would say is important when those kind of things are said, even if they are unfounded, even if they cannot be, if they are factually untrue. What the government will have to do, any government will do, will launch. I want to believe our SPA institutions are now handling it from a different perspective. They will begin the process about launching their own independent investigation, and that should be the responsibility of our SPA chief, which is our SPA institution is the NSA. They will have to conduct their own investigation behind the scene to verify, because you can, and I said again, even if it is unfounded, they will have to now go behind the scene and try to investigate to find out who are those operatives, those kind of operatives that are in the country. Are they, if the press release or the intent of the statement is that they observe certain people in the country that are not pleased or don't know, then the government security apparatus will now begin the process about investigating to know. Because yeah, we should know, and if the government is spending money appropriately and intentionally towards national security, the national security team via the NSA will determine most of those things. The NSA, in collaboration with that of the Liberia Immigration Service, we want to understand that, because everyone that move into the country, first and foremost, there are record of them entering the country. So the immigrations will have to update the NSA, and the NSA will have to do some investigation. But if those individuals did not come, and that way you know some of those things, you try to comb up the country and know who are doing businesses where, how they operate it. If you find out that they didn't come in the country via our major port of entry, then you begin now to track them down and find out. And that alone was consequence. It's a crime. It's a violation of our laws. It's a very serious offense to come to Liberia as an alien or a foreigner without appropriate travel document. That is against the laws of our country. So the NSA should begin this process of coming up just for us to be on the safe side. And I know the NSA very well have been sharing some major intelligence issue, and our U.S. counterpart been helping us as a country, sharing with them, and that's how we bust most of those drugs, the $100 million U.S. dollars drugs process that the Liberian government brought through the DEA at the time. That intelligence came through during the WIA mission. It came through the U.S. government and what have you. So if there's anything that we need, we don't have the appropriate understanding of. We don't have those kind of a major intelligence gathering mechanism. We can rest on our traditional and premium partner to help us in the kind of concerns. So yes, but I think they should launch an investigation to find out actually why it's affording. We cannot just leave it that way to say missionaries are in the country, or probably they may be business people legally. That's what I'm saying. And it's possible that they may be involved, but again, it's very delicate and fluid that I wouldn't discuss the circumstances because I don't have the details.
Yeah, but you see, yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I think that Ansu should come on and take some course.
Yeah,
we'll bring people, because the people can know some information that we don't know. Because this is a very serious matter here.
It's a serious matter.
Every day.
And Front Page Africa is reporting that, and we can rely on Front Page Africa. They are the leading news media. Print media in Liberia.
Peabody, what the press release coming from the former what emphasis they said? Did they refer to a particular area they operating?
I can go back to that story and let you know.
It's a serious thing. They need to find out. I think because those are not good names. These are terrible names that are destabilizing, that doing terrible things in other part of the world and other.
All over the world, yes.
Yeah.
And that's something that need to be addressed. Yeah. Let me continue here. They say the article title, "Will Liberia be a Wagner group next victim?" claim that Wagner has began operating under the pretense of developing result near Lake Piso in Liberia, while allegedly working on a deep water port that could accommodate Russian warships. It came from this Dr. Rubin. Dr. Rubin also reported on Mele Kemu, a Liberian convicted of healthcare fraud in U.S. 2009, who is now acting as Russian honorary consul in Liberia. Kemu is said to have facilitated Wagner presence in the country, allegedly using his close ties with former vice president. They're naming the former vice president. I don't know. This is a serious problem. Joel Howard Taylor to advance Russian interests. The former PUL leaders charged Boakai government to thoroughly investigate Kemu's appointment as Russian consul general in Liberia and his business dealing, particularly given his previous association with the former vice president. In light of these concerning reports, Abalo and William emphasized the need for the government to take immediate action to protect Liberia's peace and stability from foreign interference. In a related development, it says the PUL leaders have condemned President Boakai's recent international diplomatic effort, including visit, this one into Indonesia and China. You know, that's something like that. But I don't know how. I mean, this is alleged. The Front Page Africa citing those two people. I don't know who's the Kemu guy that have been appointed Russian honorary consul to Liberia. But if this guy was recently convicted in the U.S. and other thing, and now he's switching to Russia, I mean, it's worthwhile for the government of Liberia, the NSA, and others to work with the U.S. our ally, the U.S. government, to begin investigation into this. Because if Wagner hit that place, we are another towing country. We're done. Yeah.
Yeah, people are already suffering. They're going, Ansu, can you come on and take calls on the Liberian people?
Yeah, absolutely. That takes some calls.
Can you come on, please?
We're close at 8 o'clock. We can take some calls. We'll close at 8. Can take some calls.
Yeah, so quickly, the Kemu issue, that can be verified first and foremost. I heard the Kemu before. I met him before, but we don't have any from distance. We don't have any intimate connection, basically. But yeah, it's what, and then no other social connection also. But the foreign ministry can verify the Kemu issue, because if he's actually Russia honorary consul to Liberia, he would have to inform the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs have to acquiesce to that before he can move. So that is the first move to begin the investigation. That can be verified. If the Kemu man is a citizen of Liberia, yes, he has some issue here in the U.S. and other things. I think he's back in Liberia and the rest of that. We can take it up from there. If it is established that he's actual Russia honorary consul, then we can now invite him to say those that he operating with, who are they, so we can begin to do some identification process in that line. But it's important because the entire Lake Piso resort area, there are some land around the area in the Kitma area, it's around the Tala area in Kitma County. It's a very beautiful side of it. Folks moving in to say they want to build some resorts and do some other things there. But it's important that we investigate actually. We shouldn't take this lightly.
It's very, very important that they investigate, and it's very important that the government adhere to some of these things. But I'm telling you, I
don't think that Front Page Africa will just come up because they are investigating.
Well, they are quoting the two journalists, and from what they read, it was quoted by a U.S. source that reported it. So I think what they should do, I don't know. You know, they got their own security techniques. The U.S. government have been very supportive with helping within the security sector. Like Sylvester said, they were able to identify some drug dealers, even though our greedy, corrupt security and legal system set them free. And they left the country the very day they freed them, and they were out of the country. You know, so it's important. It's very important that an investigation take place to know as to what is going on. I don't know what the guy in the back, Henry Kemi, I don't know where they at.
Henry said he's not there. He said he had to leave because he was feeling sick, but he said Ansu is there. But we're calling Ansu. He like,
yeah, we need to take a few calls.
Us. We want to take some calls.
So what we're gonna do is very soon we're gonna have Yeah, because we're gonna leave at 8 o'clock today. Sharp 8 on the dot.
Do you have the like American number? Maybe the people from the diaspora can call.
Number. I don't have that number. That phone. Tony has it.
Okay.
So apparently we're not going to take calls. But I mean, we'd like to hear your comment. Maybe you can just read it in the you can read it in the live feed here, and then we'll okay. He's on now. He's on now. So the guy's on, so we can take some calls. All right.
Yeah, can he come on the screen?
Yeah, he'll come on. But look, it's sad for that country. We can't fight the drugs just coming from the sub-region. You go to the airport sometime. I've been to that airport and have seen Lebanese other go through the security camera, and there's an alarm. They just stand there and get a guy money, and they don't even go back outside the country the stuff. I've been there. One time I got so mad. I was coming back, and that's the guy who went through the camera, and they noticed something. And the guy didn't do it. I'm like, why are you doing that? I yelled at him. I said, why are you doing that? Let the man go back and check in. They didn't even care. So it's
Once
sad.
the people post for money in their hand, they just let them
Yep.
pass.
And it was a Lebanese guy.
They
He
don't
probably
even
not-
know
I don't
that
know
it's
what he was carrying with him, but the guy noticed
that's your
it.
mentor to their children. The
Yep.
people don't think about the children or they just think about themselves. Well, I can get to do my pocket so I can go get, do what I want to do. That man carry something to the country, it could be the rest of your children's lives and your life. And you think about all those things. Most time we just think about right in front of us. Most of the Liberian people, what they do. They don't think about tomorrow. They have no plan, nothing set for themselves. How will you be working at the airport? They trust you because of the security of the country. Even if you're a sweeper at the airport, if you see something, you need to say something. They always say, you see something looking funny, you need to say something. You cannot allow the man to pass through baggage screen with all checking his luggages or whatsoever the case may be. And he just put some $20 back in. You think
That's why.
$20 is good for your child life for the rest of their life?
Great. That's why a lot of flight when I go to Liberia, especially American flight, because the security.
So, yeah.
You go to other African countries. You go to Ghana. You go to just Togo.
Nigeria,
Togo.
they will check you all the way. They got crimes in their country when they finish
Togo.
checking you. Tell one.
Yeah, Nigeria. Just Togo. I fly with Ethiopian Airlines sometimes.
Yeah, Togo is very tough. You go.
I was so mad with them.
Yeah.
I was so mad with them when I went there. They were too tough. Who in
Togo,
the studio tonight?
the security there is strong because from the plane you come again before you come down. No, it's
Yeah.
it's
the
good.
security
It's good
is
that
very
way.
strong.
Right? It's good.
And Sylvester, when you're leaving, you go through security. Then the guy
Three
that
times.
major scanner.
Mm-hmm.
The boy will check you good. There's no Americans. There's no American security. Nobody
So
there.
are
It's the
them.
police. And y'all get right on the plane from Lomé and fly directly to Newark.
But think about it. That is one of the benchmarks, one of the basic set criteria by the U.S. To allow any flight coming directly from Africa into the U.S. You have to go through the land. So that's why the Togolese, that's why the Ethiopian airline system, that's why the Togolese put into place those measures. If you fly directly from the U.S., from Africa into the U.S., those are the kind of lines. See, if you went to Accra, the same thing. Togo will be the same. Abidjan, there's no flight directly. Yeah, Abidjan sometimes, sometimes they fly also from Abidjan directly into Newark and the rest of that. So those airports have put into place some measures.
You about to take the calls? Yeah, sorry. Okay. Who's in the studio tonight? What's your name?
Mine Tobian. Yes.
Hi, Mr. Tobian.
Mine, let's take some calls. Let's take
Thank
some
you for
calls. We
coming
got
on.
about 40. We got about 20 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay, so thank you. So you've been following the show. This is Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. So we are also relaying on Hott FM. So if you've been following the show, you can call us on 0777-285961, 0777-285961 to be a part of the closing argument here. So we have someone on the line. Hello, caller. We lost that call. Hello? Yeah, hello. Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm James Blama Kamara from the Liberian Civil Rights Movement, and join you from Ghana.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you followed the conversation. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. And let me appreciate our brothers and sisters in the United States for always coming on to discuss issues, affecting Liberia. On the drugs issues, let me not lie to you, our country right now is bleeding because no security that we believe in that are able to control the issue or curtail the issue of our drugs, proliferation in our country. I can tell you they have arrested drugs and the instructions of this government, but we cannot see them buying the drugs. We agree that some drugs have been arrested, but what are they doing with those drugs that have been, arrested? And indeed, the DEA is not working as it relates to when the Joseph Human Worker government came to power. Those officials are DEA. I can tell you, and the government also, my brothers and sisters, they love money. So in any country where you see officials of government go around and beg for money, during the weekend, go around and beg, businesses and say, y'all need to do this, y'all need to do that, and plus people deal with money. And when they dish out money, so they go into Coho and have a form of cartel and continue to chew drugs in the country. But the less fortunate people, children, are destroyed by these drugs, and then they continue to get millions of dollars and enrich themselves. They only care to maintain, power, but not, invest in the life of the people. And system, the system is just like that. When have a change, you find out that the same group of people will come again and continue to do the same thing. No solution to our country, and our future is dying day by day. So we just have to keep talking and take in some certain and change what is affecting us. Thank you, bro.
Okay, so let's take this call. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, Nima, what do you call from? Just be brief.
1 minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I want to appreciate you for this discussion. Carry on in our country. We are so glad for you.
We lost that call. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, Nima, what do you call from?
Yes, this is Prince Henry calling from Monrovia.
Yeah, go ahead. Straight to the point.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I heard a name on your station not too long about Prince Rasami. That man is my uncle. He's a brother, he's the same brother for his late brother called Bealded Weekend from Buchanan. He was born in Buchanan. Yeah, he's a pastor in Ghana. I was even in Ghana with him. He took care of me in Ghana when I came back in 1999. But what happened is that man is coming to people, he was born right in Buchanan. People that know Pastor Prince Rasami. He had a house in Buchanan. But to my ultimate surprise, while listening to your station not too long, I heard that they denied him his passport for going back to Ghana. And I mean, he kids in Ghana. His wife is there. He got a church there. So we'll be taking care of the church, taking care of the family. So he's coming out to me in Chelsea.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, so hello, caller.
Yeah, good evening. How are you? I'm Sylvester Pewee from Peabody City.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all we can say, only God can save us because the country that we find ourselves in, corruption has become the order of the day. And if you look at the security setup of Liberia, in the whole world, Liberia is the least when it comes to security. All right? We do not have people that are observing the territory or water landscape of the water space of our country. We are just vulnerable. Even the DEA, alleged there are people that have testified. Even most of them that you see, the guy draws on them. They are not people that you can even trust. Even when it comes to check your bed, they can trust something in it. So they are open to anything. They can do anything to benefit they and their family. So it is only God that can save our life. Is done. So that's my own contribution.
Okay, thank you. Hello, caller. Hello? Wow, lost that call. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, Nima, what do you call from?
Yeah, I'm Togar calling from Fayetteville.
Yeah, go ahead. Straight to the point.
Yeah, I want to thank the panelists on the radio. My brother, All we can say now is this thing does not call for fast and prayer. It needs holistic approach. I mean holistic approach. But then people say, let us pray, let us pray. Not prayer thing, you know. I listened to one of my brothers who said, hey, I've been doing Joey. I said, no, Joey had a past glory man. We can't even listen to that man. You won't hear the man doing the whole thing. These people who said they would do it, and the people now get it, they gamble. We expect them to do it. But it is rougher now. It's rougher. So what can we do? What we need to do now is a community approach. We move from place to place, dismantle these ghettos one by one. When we hear that this person is selling citizen, arrest. That's what we need to do.
Okay, thank you.
Citizen arrest.
Hello, caller. Wow. Hello? Hello? Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
My name is Lado G. Kamoyu. I call from district number 10 to be Ramos campus. That is Ismail Road there.
Okay.
United Party district number 10 UV Secretary General.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So let me appreciate you for coming on this discussion. The first thing is you want to call on President Bwaka to leave the state Ibrahim Kuma, Idi Kuma for short, at the level of the GDP. And Hassan Fatika at the same level that he called a brilliant meeting. The draw is on the increase. Thousands of Liberians stood in land of 40 and drugs you, President Bwaka, to deliver the people out of drugs that drugs are brought into this country. Thank you. Our people believe in you. And you can listen to the people. We are here to listen to the people we move here. Thank you, Mr. President. We believe in your listening ability. Please address the issue of the drugs. It is on the increase. We ask you to reinstate those people that are removed from those positions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
My name is Sylvester Pewee. I'm calling from Chicken Sister.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, they just say in the country, he almost looking at epidemic. As I'm talking to him now, I'm working on Chicken Sister Road, just back in my area. They got it all on the street, picking there at this 12 years, 13 years, 14 years old guys. They're all on the street smoking drugs. As I'm working on the street now, I'm very, very afraid. They just it will not be careful. The government not take the just will be careful or they take the just will be serious. The country the way it's going on the just will regret it in the hour. Because our brother and sister are destroying their lives every day on the just brother, the screen now is dangerous. Dangerous as I'm speaking to you, brother. So the government need to take the just serious. Just about that promise us. They told all our job we are bringing jobs into the country. They said when they come, they will eradicate jobs. They said we will not see Zogo on the street. But now, they cannot get into power. The jobs have increased. They are increased more than ever before. They are increased.
Okay.
Every day and night.
All right, thank you.
Recruiting the last time, another beginner keep our community forcing their friends to take the job. They say, but you can take it, you'll be active, take it. You go back to your community, forcing their friends to take job.
Okay,
so
okay.
They're going to need to take the job in a serious.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Hello. Yeah, Nima, where do you call from? Stay away from the monitor.
Thank you. I'm going to join you from the Garguah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I'm so sad tonight when I listen to the cross issue. In a sense that sometimes when you look at this, you want to accuse the president of also managing this thing. From the time you were suspended, why had they actually do? They can be reinstated. Immediately when you were punished, you got to take the drugs issue. Why? And you reduce the drugs budget from 1.9 million to 400,000. So what would you think we should do? If you see the Christian and you come into succeed, now
Okay, thank you. Hello, caller.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm Guar. I'm speaking from Mumbai.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually interested in the topic on the discussion, which I have to say something about it.
Yeah, go ahead,
And,
quick.
yeah, it is all about those that they saw goods that work for 1 million. So in that, those that kind of issue to the Liberian people through you, the journalists, was this something that they identify the person who they saw the stuff with and not taking any something like a passport from the person or ID card to know exactly who that person is and in which they give information that the person escaped from them, how the person escaped from them.
Okay.
So it is something that we are looking at, that the country, the kind of security we have in the country, they are the cause of the country being like this, because if the country has been fully ruled by the security setup, then we don't expect danger and problems coming on in the country throughout.
Okay, thank you. Hello, caller. Yeah, be audible. Your name, what do you call from?
Yeah, let's take 2 more calls and then we.
Yeah, go ahead, your name. Okay, go ahead. Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, take 1 more and then we get back to our question and we'll be done at 8.
Okay, so you can call us on 077-285961, 077-285961 to be a part of the closing argument here on Truth FM 96.1, 077-285961. We have someone on the line. Hello, caller. Okay, we lost that caller. Okay, we have someone here. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, Nima, what do you call from?
I'm calling from La Party. I'm Oma Elito. All that way of the Elito can be listen to your name. Every day, after Tomalin George, he said, Ben Sanvee as a big listen to you. But you know what happened? The person of Nana, you know what it is done. What do I mean? They made them men are so Alice from Ghana. He went the special with the man. They got the man free. Then they went out to the airport, they were celebrating the man. They get their police car. My brother, my son are in Australia. See, you are saying more than you see our children. They show them none of the things to me. children they reaching that 7. Not the one for our own children to be. If they want to party around, they are half when they were with their food to eat. They will think about children for to be dying. So you're thinking, my sister that was there, my daughter is for this. I know you're facing that video. Ma, the old man that in the road when you hear people dying, then I on. You put yourself back to say, oh yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
So
you.
you can take it from there.
Please take our number for me. Save our woman number for me, please.
All right. I'll do that.
Yeah, please. I beg you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's been fascinating to hear the people and listening to everything that they had to say. Very interesting, though. Very much interesting. So I want us to close on this note. But firstly, before we close, I just want to go back over uh, our announcement for next week Friday. Our fundraiser will be next week Friday. We're calling all of you guys to join us. Next Friday, we'll do a special fundraising for the closing acumen to keep our program going and to, as we continue to improve and extend in Liberia, we'll do it. So next week, guys, the 20th, we want all of you to join us here. We have some folks coming up. They will be helping us raise this fund. We've got Alvin Loken. We've got Mr. Badu, Bayu. We got Miss Ella Foster is coming. We got Mr. Bien Givla Kessley. He's going to join us as well. So a lot of people will be coming to help us raise this money. Our goal is to hit $5,000. And the team on the show set will be making their own donation as well for the show. So we want to encourage you guys next week. Prepare for that, especially our supporters, our viewers here in America. If people in Liberia want to donate and, you don't want your name to come up, just let us know. You can donate anonymously. And nobody will call your name and all of that. You can just reach us to us and say, look, man, I'm going to give $1,000, $2,000 or 1,000 or what. I don't want my name called. We'll get you. I know my big brother, Edwin Cry, is always supporting us. He'll be part of this as well. And we got Nora Hoax and other people. If you want to come on that day and to be part of the fundraiser, let's do it. But look,
I know my friend Fira Adi will be coming.
Fira Adi will come. Wonderful.
I want Winifred to also come.
Winifred will come. By the way, Maka said I'm gonna tell you, she's all set for you tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you her number. She's prepared to keep that ground beef soup and duma, pepper soup and duma as well, and the dry ram fried fish. So I should give you a number, and she will expect you tomorrow as well.
I will be there tomorrow.
Yes, Maka is one of our strongest supporters. But Sylvester, I'm sure you've been following the news. You know that we're having a major fundraiser. You got to be here too, Sylvester, next Friday.
Sylvester can give plenty of money.
Yeah, Sylvester can give though. He's a good giver.
He is.
He's a good
but
giver.
let me just do my closing. Tears set in my eyes. I want to cry. Listening to the woman that called and listening to the other men that call on the phone and how they're crying for help. The people are frustrated. They are crying for help. The drugs is taking over Liberia. The people, children are dying. They are getting sick. I don't even know how Grace can even see any of my family members. I don't even going to say my children at all. Just my family member could be my cousin under the influence of that. I don't know how my heart can take it. I am broken tonight. I started thinking that maybe I shouldn't have come on the show because I will go to bed thinking about this all night. The government needs to do something. Please help the people. Their children are dying from this thing. This is sad. It's very, very sad. You do something. You get the DEA working. You get stuff together. Some of us can get your ideas, for free. We don't even want to be paid. But the people in the country, they're calling for help. It's sad, though. It really is sad. I mean, the heart close tonight. I am broken. I am.
Sylvester, it's sad. Yeah, it's really sad. Sylvester, can you get us?
Yes, it is. It is absolutely, and sometimes that's part of the reason why we have to do things to protect the sanity of the society and the rest of that. Listening to the folks, and I'm sure I know we can all be political sometime, but when it comes to the human interest story and the issue about protecting the fabric of our society, is very important that we time to time agree, and that's where nationalism and patriotism we have to fall in, right? So I believe that the only way we can protect the country is to ensure that, yeah, there will be other things that will happen politically, but the interest of the country is very paramount. It's paramount. It is on a serious note. There's no much thing I would say to add that up. Actually, it's very sickening to listen to folks express the kind of sentiments they are expressing. The country is for everybody. If you're given the opportunity to be part of the governance process, we have to do things to respect the rest of the folks that don't have the opportunity to do things. So we that got the opportunity, or we that are even educated, we should set the basis for the country to move on. I think it's very critical. It's important. Other than that, we cannot move anywhere, right? It's sometimes the emotion attached to those things will make you to move and do a lot of things again. And if you were to see how most of our people are living in destitutions, and to see other mechanics that will put those things in the place of further compare those things, it's troubling actually. So it's about time that we all, and that's one of the reasons we all have to always be socially alert and try to do some things in terms of the advocacy, increase the advocacy, and be more patriotic towards the country moving forward. It's important. It is important. This is not about political orientation. No, it's not about religious orientation. It's about this patriotic nature of ourselves, believing that we can come together as a country and support the interest, the national interest of the country, for the good of those that are struggling. We, you myself, may have it. Our kids may have the opportunity, but there are a lot more that don't have. So where are we? Where are the convergent points so that we move the country forward? It's important actually. But I'll rest there, and we look forward to having more discussion about moving and protecting the national interest of the country. It's very important.
Yes, Kehleboe, go ahead.
What it was a great show. I left you guys to take my daughter to the church. Unfortunately, the event didn't take place, so I had to bring her back. That's why I'm rejoining the show. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah, she goes to the church to do something there, but other parents didn't carry their children, so I had to come back with her. Here's what I will say as my closing. We started this show up this evening discussing corruption, cronyism, and crimes and budget manipulation. And I'd like to end on this note. President Bouaka will be a man of history. At his age, all he needs to do is to be a legacy person, to focus on changing Liberia. That's what he needs to focus on. And I will tell President Bouaka there are many things he needs to do, but there are some low-hanging fruits. He was vice president, president of the Senate. He knows a lot of folks in the legislature. He knows all the budget manipulation that took place during the Sali year. He knows the budget manipulators. I think President Bouaka should begin to distance himself from no budget manipulators. Make sure that they don't come near the budget. That's a low-hanging fruit for him because he has control over that one. He can make sure that they don't come near the budget because the budget execution is in the executive hand. They may put poke all of stuff in the budget in the legislature, but when it comes to the implementation, it is the executive. The executive can identify those poke and make sure that they are dry out, suck out, and nobody takes it. That's low-hanging fruit. He can do that. The other thing he should do, he should review his appointment. I know he's running the Unity Party government, but the idea that you run your government that looks at Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government does not make sense to me. That cabinet should look the Bouaka cabinet. Because they are reservoir in the Unity Party. And things should tap into that. That's how I will end.
Thank you, guys. It was a great show tonight. Everybody, thank you to our audience. You guys are the stars. Let me say this: that you guys are the stars, and
Yes, they are.
as
They
you
are
talk
the
about a
stars.
wide range of things, the president, the NSA should not take the report by those two journalists that they wrote to Liberia. They're concerned about Wagner Group. They're concerned about Kehleboe be appointed as the Russian honorary consul to Liberia. The government should not take that serious. There's a need to investigate the Kehleboe guy, and any report they should take it serious. Any report they should take it very serious. A long time ago, I used to work for New Jersey Department of Children. I used to be an investigator, and one of the things they always told us: any calls that come in, any reports that come in, you investigate it. Whether they lied or they didn't lie, you have to drive out part of New Jersey and do that. And it's important that the government take control of that and go about and do it. But we want to thank all of you that took up your time tonight to join us for the closing argument. Hopefully, after next week, Friday, depending on your gift to us, you might be seeing us some Saturdays and maybe some Sundays. We'll be popping in and having other show. But again, Grace, Sylvester, and Kehleboe. Kehleboe, this is longer. You still with us today. So
Can I take your stuff on the screen?
Yeah, you can take it out. But I want to thank you, all you guys, for coming, and great to see you. Kehleboe talk about his daughter. I also want to say kudos to my daughter because she is hot. I was proud to watch her on TV yesterday playing for her university, and she was killing it. The volleyball, she was killing it very well. She captained her university.
That's
captain
nice.
her university team as well. And we didn't make the game yesterday because I was not too well, but we're proud to watch her on TV, and she was just killing it. At one point, the commentator said Peabody is just embarrassing this other team, and I'm like, oh wow, stuff like that. But guys, thank all of you.
Thanks to Tobe in the studio. We thank you.
Ruben, yes, you the man. Thank you for making this happen. You know what? The phone was very clear tonight.
Very, very clear.
Very, very clear tonight. I don't know what you guys did, but it was very clear tonight. You guys did and look, yeah, she didn't get it from me, of course, Edwin. I don't play volleyball. I don't even know how she learned that.
She got it from her mom.
Oh, mom couldn't even play volleyball. So I don't know
what mom got it in her. That's why she.
That's why you're a blopper. I don't know where she got it from. No, I play volleyball stuff. But look, guys, thank you. And next week we're gonna have a surprise for you guys on the closing. Yeah. Somebody will have a big surprise. But guys, have a great weekend. And please, you get it for about time. You got it for us. Take care. Have a great weekend, guys.
Thank you, Toby, and thank you, Sylvester. Have a good weekend.
I'll say that information.
Yeah, send it to me.
Swallow two both for me.
For what? You will pay for my food?
Yeah, no problem. I can pay for you.
I want dry rice. I want fufu and soup.
I'll pay for one night, one kid.
And soup. Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, guys. See you.
Okay.